Welcome back, everyone. My name is Princess Pearly. It is, as always, an absolute delight to see you. We return to more Gabriel Knight 3. Hooray! We've just investigated some dead bodies. You have to go again. You came to watch me turning pixels. You're at exactly this point. Oh, well, I hope to see you next time. Thanks for stopping by. You might be gone already. I don't know. Oh, mostly. You're heading in? I'm going to follow you.
Oh, Mr. Baz, I'm so sorry. What a klutz I am.
It is quite all right. I was not paying attention.
Oh, no, it's my fault entirely. I was worrying about something else and not watching at all.
And Lady Howard, is she recovering?
Yes, she's resting quietly. Thank you.
I'm very glad to hear that. Good day, Miss Styles.
Good day, Mr. Baz.
You just stole something from her, didn't you? Naughty, naughty. Okay. You're not going anywhere. Let's follow Miss Styles. Where are you going? Where are you going, Estelle? Where are you going, Estelle?
Estelle stopped in the middle of nowhere, as far as I can tell.
Lady Howard and Estelle's sight. This gives me the opportunity to get their license plate number.
I already have the license plate number, and I don't need the tire tread.
What are my thoughts about it?
Why would they stop here? This place isn't even interesting enough to have a tourist sign.
Move it, Gabe.
Looks like we got us another treasure hunter.
I was wondering if I could, see the map. If it was rendered in at all. It is a little bit. Well done, game makers. Well done.
Hi, Estelle. Everything okay?
Did you follow me here, Mr. Knight?
What?
Me?
No.
I just stopped to see if you needed help.
I do not need help, but thank you for your concern.
Don't mention it.
Let's ask about Alicia.
So, how come Lady Howard's not with you? Kinda joined at the hip, ain't you?
She's had a very difficult morning. I would have stayed with her, but time is of the essence.
Oops, I accidentally clicked off the conversation thing. Now I gotta wait for her to stand up again.
How did you meet Lady Howard, anyway?
Her family was the largest landholders in my village. I knew her growing up, of course, but we never played together. She made quite a name for herself on the stage, you know, when she was younger.
Huh.
And I was working in London myself as a nurse. I went to see her perform. Well, we became friends. When my father died and left me the cottage, we moved back to Hampstead. It's not exactly the manor she was born to, but it was sold years ago. Ironically, it's on the market again.
So they're looking for money to rebuy Lady Howard's childhood estate.
Does Lady Howard still perform?
Well, she's taking a break from her career.
In other words, she is not blessed and booked.
So, what's out here?
You can see for yourself.
Doesn't look like anything to me. But then you wouldn't be here if that was the case now, would you?
Some people don't care to tell other people their business.
Oh, that's kind of rude, isn't it? It was a perfectly friendly question.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just that Lily really prefers we keep our business to ourselves. Some people can be ruthless, you know, particularly...
Men?
Well, now that you've said so yourself.
Oh.
So this is the spot you and Lady Howard are betting your treasure hunting dollars on, huh?
Really? I wish you wouldn't ask such things.
Hey, just curious.
Good pot of tea. Very pleased.
I don't believe in the treasure myself. All that stuff about ciphers and nonsense.
Saunier didn't conjure that money.
Well, I'm not saying he didn't find something, but what if he took all there was?
I don't believe it. There's got to be something here, and we...
And we've got to find it? Why is that, Miss Stiles?
It's none of your business. I'm sorry, but that's all I'm going to say about it.
I recognize her voice. This is going to bother me. One sec. Let me just look up who her voice is. Because she sounds so familiar. Let's see. IMDb. Gabriel Knight. 3. It's got an 8.4 rating. That's nice. I don't want to use the IMDb app. I thought I recognized the voice of the taxi driver. It's Rene Aubergenois, who is Odo from Deep Space Nine. Yay! Where? Okay. Gabriel, Grace, John Wilkes, Lady Howard, Emilio Baza, taxi driver. There we go. Caroline Seymour. What are you from? Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Various Doctor Who things, but that's approximately every actor who's ever worked in the UK. Mass Effect, but I've never played any of the Mass Effect games. Maybe it's a voice type? Bunch of one-off roles in various TV shows, but nothing that I ever, watched religiously enough that I probably would have caught. Yeah, maybe it's just her voice is a type that I recognize. Oh, but she was in The Greatest American Hero. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air.
I don't have anything else to say to her.
I was wondering if I could look at the map.
Looks like we got us another treasure hunter.
So what is so insightful about this site? Nothing particularly, I don't think. At least not right now. But it's on my map. Ah, I'm like, where'd my bike go? I need that. Chicken. Gotta do it. Woo!
Say, Jean, do you guys do wake-up calls? Maybe you could have Simone buzz the room for me about 2 a.m.?
Certainement.
You won't let me down now, will ya?
Oh, most assuredly, monsieur. I forget nothing.
Aha! Because I saw that Larry Chester's is going to do something at 2 a.m. Let's talk to Emilio.
I don't have anything else to say to him. He sure seemed nervous about that run-in with Estelle. Well, then again, she is a little scary.
Estelle is a cream puff. You look at Estelle wrong, and I think she would fall apart. Have a good night, Rex. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you next time you come by. Or if I manage to catch one of your streams. Let's see. No one's in the dining room. With Liza. No one's in the kitchen, I know. No one's in the kitchen with Liza. Women on the open joke. Oh, right. I still haven't called Prince James. That's the thing I need to do. Doot. Let's get out his calling card. Yes, finally!
Stewart residence?
Mesme, this is Gabriel Knight.
Hold on, please. It's him. Mr. Knight?
Hello, Prince James. I'm afraid I have some pretty bad news. Sir, your men were found dead this morning.
I see. Yes. It's horrifying news.
I can tell you everything I know about it.
Please, do.
Well, they left here last night about drained into the ground. We found 2 pools. It looked ritualistic to me.
Lord, I just don't understand.
Nor do I. But the killing still revolved around blood. I think...
Mesme and I were just discussing this. You see, I have certain affairs which you know nothing about, and I'm not inclined to involve an outsider.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting that picture. But if I'm to...
That's why I sent my own men down there. Now this, frankly, I don't know what to do. Son's life, my son's life means everything to me.
I know.
And Mesme thinks you'll be able to do some good. So I'll ask you to keep your eyes open, at least until further notice. But that does not mean intruding on. Please, just try to stay focused on finding the child.
Sir, I'd be a lot more successful if you told me everything.
Goodbye, Mr. Knight. You'll hear from us soon.
God.
You must find my son. I will not tell you any information that will help you find my son. Also, Gabe here his family is ancient warriors of the light. I'm pretty sure he's not going to spill any beans about anything you've got to say, Prince James. Whee! I will never get sick of that. Okay. Oh, cutscene!
I know it's difficult, but come back from the light, Gracie. Come back, come back.
All right. I was almost done anyway.
So what's it?
Hey, kids.
God.
What? You guys weren't about to discuss the case, were you?
Oh, go on, Grace. Tell us about the book.
Okay, check this out. Talk about wild. It ties together Freemasonry, the Templars, this group called the Priory of Sion, and like this bizarro theory about the Holy Grail. Well, what do you want to hear about first?
Okay, let's just go from left to right.
What's this got to do with the Templars and the Freemasons?
Okay, according to the book, the Templars were the founders of Scottish Rite Freemasonry, and when they were persecuted, some of them fled to Scotland and changed their name.
What's that got to do with Rennes-le-Château?
Only that whatever is going on here, the Freemasons are obviously still involved. Some secret knowledge must have been passed down through the organization.
What about the Grail?
So, what's this Grail theory you mentioned?
Okay, now, the Grail. Are you ready for this?
Go on.
The Grail is supposed to be a vessel, right, like a cup, and it contains the blood of Jesus.
Yeah, go on.
The book suggests that the Grail is an allegory for an esoteric secret, a secret so heretical that it had to go underground throughout the Middle Ages. It was passed along as the legend of the Grail.
And that secret is?
That Jesus had descendants. The Grail itself is an allegory of the womb of Mary Magdalene. Okay. In other words, her womb, right, the cup, contained his blood, or rather bloodline. His heirs.
Get out of town.
Kinky. Is anyone actually buying this stuff about Jesus having descendants?
Sounds pretty Looney Tunes to me.
Whether it's true or not is not the point. The point is these secret societies believe it, in a big way. Okay, look, Mary Magdalene came here, right, after the crucifixion?
That's what they say.
Okay, so she brings the kids, or maybe she's pregnant. Her descendants intermarry with local nobility and become the Merovingian dynasty.
The Merovingians are supposed to be descendants of Jesus?
Yes, and the Catholic Pope betrayed and murdered them, but some of their line survived.
You're losing me.
Sorry, Mose, I'm on a roll. Okay, so the Merovingian survivors hid in this region and had backers here. Well, it could explain why so many heretics kept cropping up in the Languedoc, like the Cathars and the Templars, and Rome kept trying to wipe them out, to bury the secret of the bloodline.
Gee, those wacky popes, you just can't trust them.
Maybe it's those funny hats, you know, all that weight up there on their head.
Fine. I'll shut up now.
What's this got to do with the Templars and the Freemasons and Priory of Sion again?
They're all supporters of the bloodline, dedicated to getting the bloodline back on the throne. The Templars were probably founded to find proof of the bloodline's genealogy. That's why they were excavating under the Temple of Solomon. And the Crusades would have been the perfect cover.
Proof? Like what? A 2,000-year-old birth certificate with the father listed as the son of God?
Jesus was of the royal house of David, and if he had children, it would have been in the temple records.
If the Priory and the Templars were both supporters of the bloodline, then how come they split up?
I don't know. Maybe they had a falling out.
Like Martin Luther and the Catholics.
Paul Simon and Art Garfunkel.
The Professor and Mr. Howell.
Don't start.
I don't know that last reference.
I'm not sure I want to know, but who or what is the Priory?
The Priory of Sion is an offshoot of the Templars. See, they split off before the Templar persecution, way back in 1188. The Priory returned to France from the Holy Land and set up a bunch of monasteries here.
What's that got to do with now?
Well, the Priory still exists, and they seem to have some kind of major agenda going on with Rennes-le-Château.
This is very info dumpy, but the dialogue is so conversational. It's not feeling like it's too much. I don't know if that made sense to anybody else.
Here's a random thought. That whole argument between Prince James's men and the Abbé, if the men were Freemasons, could the Abbé be Priory?
Maybe. But I was thinking that Montreux might be Priory.
Montreux?
Yeah, he's the owner of the local winery, Chateau de Serres. There was just something weird about that place.
I'll
You
have
don't
to
even
check it
know
out.
yet, Grace.
Besides, if the Priory and the Freemasons are both supporters of the bloodline, why would they be ripping each other's throats out?
I don't think they're that friendly, Mose. They may have started out in bed together, but that doesn't mean they always agree.
Oh, kind of like the U.S. and England.
Reagan and Bush.
Hardcastle and McCormick.
Siegfried and Roy.
All right already.
I like how they couldn't come up with like a picture for the Priory Scion. It just says Scion, and there's a dot in the middle of the O.
So what's the Priory's agenda in Rennes-le-Château?
I'm not sure exactly. But whatever it is, it probably has something to do with the bloodline.
A treasure.
How does this relate to the treasure?
The authors think Saunier found the Templar treasure all right, but it wasn't gold. It was ancient genealogy charts from the Temple of Solomon, which Saunier then used to, get this, blackmail the Catholic Church. Or maybe he sold the documents to people like the Priory or the Masons.
Well, it's a theory. Was there anything else I should know about the book?
Oh, maybe just one small thing. Listen. Many of the prominent families in Europe today claim Merovingian descent, including the Habsburg-Lorraines, Wittelsbachs, Plantards, and Montesquieux in France, the Sinclair family in Britain, and the Stuarts of Scotland.
The Stuarts? Prince James is a bloodline descendant?
Holy genealogies, Batman.
Whoa, it does kind of change the whole picture, doesn't it?
I really need to go.
You catching a train?
No, I just,
I still want to read a bit more. So let's meet back here at 5, shall we?
Sure. See ya.
Subtle Mose. Why is my camera wibbled?
There's something up with him.
Go figure.
Sorry for the echo here. There we go. I'm not sure quite why. I noticed my camera was starting to go me very slowly. I don't think you're supposed to do that while she's on the couch.
No, it's just Gracie.
Oh, just Gracie? Just Gracie. She is the best thing that's ever happened to you, sir. Let's add some more data.
I should probably put this in our suspect database.
Just checking what the thought was. Lady Lice. That is a great file name. Well done. Oh, not translate. Add data. I really want to know what sort of system they have set up to read mini tapes and scan fingerprints. 20 more minutes of craziness at work till you're off. You can do it, Dragonlancer. I believe in you. What else do I have to add? Can I add the tire track?
I don't think I need to scan that into Sydney.
Worth a try. I like that you can put your own notes, such as I put for Madeline, bitch.
Gracie entered these last night.
Thought I put in there. So the notes are all from me. Oh, do I have to link things manually? Okay. Oh, that's fun. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh, this is fun. This is fun. Lady Edward. Lady Print. Lady License. Now that I've got Kelly's tape in here, let's translate this from Italian to English. Keep in mind, this is years before Google Translate, and this is going from an audio recording. Okay.
Interesting conversation.
So I have to read this out loud. Translating from Italian to English. The Bureau of External Affairs, please. Father Grena, this is Father Bukeli. How are you? Good, good. Yes, I'm still here. Something extraordinary has happened. There have been murders. 2 men. I saw them myself this morning. I have no idea. Well, it must be important. They didn't look like locals. I couldn't say. White. European, probably. Their throats were cut, but as I'm remembering, there was no blood at all. I don't believe so, but yes, I'll try to learn more. So far, this is the first sign of activity. Yes. And also with you. Goodbye, Father Grena. Thank you, Gabriel, but Princess Mermaid is in another sea. Yeah. So if this had been a few years later, this would have been, and with your spirit. That's so weird to me. Like, and also with you is like an iconic line. I am not Catholic, mind you. My husband's family is. I weirdly know more about Catholicism, like a lot of like holidays and rituals in Catholicism than they do about certain things, because it's like, ooh, I am curious about this as an outsider. I will look up more information. Makes Christmas dinners very interesting. Last year, Christmas dinner, we were doing Christmas crackers, and one of the trivia things was on what day is what is it called? It's the 12th day of Christmas. It's the day that the wise men actually arrived in Bethlehem. I don't remember what it's called now, but it was like, what day is this? And I was like, oh, it's January 5th. And everyone's like, how did you know that? Like, you all went to Catholic school. You had to do classes about this stuff. Why do I know this and you don't? You got marks on knowing this sort of thing. Oh, the game's about 5 to 10 decibels louder than me? Oh. That's not what's showing on my side. I'll scoot that down a little bit. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. Any new emails?
Oh, Grace is the only one who gets email.
I think that's all I've got here. And I can't talk to Grace. Oops. Nope. That was a mistake. I meant to go go out, not to the bathroom. Okay, I'm gonna bump the sound balance down a little more. Oh, actually, I know what's going on. La 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 la. My new microphone actually has a volume button on it, so that might have been down a little bit. I can't turn me up anymore without going into many settings. Okay. Ooh, ooh. No, not that. I want to look at the drinks. Because those are going to have fingerprints. Dusty, 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 dusty.
Got it.
Fingerprints, but I hardly know them. Oh, you weren't here earlier. There's Gabriel's clicking around like, no prints, no prints. Why doesn't Rapunzel leave her tower? No prints.
This print doesn't look anything like the one I got off Buccelli's suitcase. It must be Wilkes's glass. I'll mark it.
We're not considering the fact that
Got it.
he has 10 different fingerprints.
That's Buccelli's print. It matches the one I already have. I don't need it again.
Anybody having some snacks? Some little snicky snacks? So Madeline is still out and about. Wondering if there's any more license plate info I can get. Ooh, quite a few people are out. Where's my note?
I already wrote it down. I'm not sure who's driving that one. I'm not sure who's driving that one.
Of course. And they look very similar, too. Let's see who's out and about in the world. Just skip this animation. Nobody. Interesting.
The only thing that would induce me to get into a van like that is if Madeline were in it.
Why you gotta say it like that, Gabe? Why you gotta say it like that?
Nope, those don't work
together.
together. It's the French police. Say, that reminds me of a joke. Nah.
I wonder what the joke is.
I really don't want to get caught up with the local cops.
Police. Also, hi Gary, welcome. Gabriel Knight 3 continues. Nobody's out and about. And I've already made the bartender do disco once this stream. Maybe I will go to this place to get my binoculars out. Oh, actually, have I been up here anytime recently? I don't think I have been. Just to see if there's anything to see. There is no things. Yeah, this is completely free cam. Basically what happens, Gabe shows up in the scene. I zoom about. And this isn't a good room to show this in. Let me just hop him over here. So, if there's something for me to interact with, I just zoom up close to it. And he zooms over to it. Like, this is a better example. So, he's all the way up there. I can zoom about. And let's say I want to look at my motorcycle. I can click on it. Click on this little magnifying glass to inspect it. Oh, this was a bad example from this point of view. No. Ah. The free cam is such a cool and interesting way of playing the game. Yeah, it's really good. I didn't actually want to leave. This is just a bad example of what I'm trying to show. Free cam is used in stuff like StarCraft, but the perspective is different. Yeah, like, where's a good, basically, if I want to interact with something, there's nothing here to interact. But I can go close, and then Gabe sort of teleports across the scene to be at the whatever. Yeah, RTS games with the free cam, it's a bit of a different situation. Let's go up this way. This is like half first-person shooter. Okay, let's go grab my binoculars, see if there's anything to see. There's a few sites around the valley where I can use my binoculars to go and spy on people and things. So Abbe Arnaud is up there. I've already talked to him. Never anything at this location. Yeah, it's a really good way of, like, I'm able to interact with things. I'm able to, like, actually zoom about and investigate stuff. And I'm not held up by the fact, like, that this is Gabriel's walking speed. Like, if I had to wait for him to walk everywhere where I wanted to look at something.
Not much left of the place, is there?
But instead I can go, zoop, and the camera just whips around to whatever I want to look at.
He's already pissed enough.
I was bothering that man earlier. Because I am Gabriel Knight, and that is what I am for.
That's Rennes Le Chateau over there. Not what you might call your major metropolis, is it?
No, the camera does... Well, like, I can... zoop. I can bounce around. I can change my angle. But most of the time, I don't bother. And, like, as you go over different elevations, the camera sort of stays at the elevation comparative to the ground. So, like, as I go over here, camera bumps down a little. As I go up here, goes up. Like, it's really cool. And I wish they'd had more opportunity to do stuff with this engine. Like, this is definitely far and away Sierra's best 3D graphical, like, actual 3D adventure game. Now I'm sorry. Me out. How do I get out? I've turned myself around. Turn myself around. And we've got new people here, so let's do the fun thing. Know what else flies? I don't care that I've done this twice this stream already. Whee! Yeah, this was Sierra's last adventure game. Without adventure games, you miss out on thrilling gameplay like this. Exactly. That's like, oh, we're talking about flight. I gotta show y'all that. Why are you not? There we go. I'm facing the wrong direction. Ah, that's Larry Chester's house over there. That's Larry Chester's house. Funny you got your first adventure games when the genre was dying. Yeah. I was born the same year graphic adventures were invented. Same year that King's Quest came out. I grew up with adventure games. Didn't really start getting into graphic adventures until King's Quest V. But that's just because I was a very small human. And yeah. Or that I was 5 years old. I couldn't read. What am I looking at? But if you're interested in earlier adventure games, next month is December. And I am going to be, to celebrate December, I'm going to be playing the only main series Quest for Glory game I have never played, which is Quest for Glory 1 EGA. Well done doing the ad read for yourself just as the Twitch ad break starts, Pearl. Good job. Good job. I talked to Abe or no? I'm kind of surprised. I don't think we ever end up going into this building. I might be wrong. still glad got to experience it after I still played more RPGs like Diablo and Morrowind and shooters like Unreal and Halo, but on the side try to old point-and-click games more. Yeah. I recently got a bunch of the old Elder Scroll games. I think I got Arena, Daggerfall, Redguard.
Yeah, I know he's lying, but maybe I should let him stew for a while.
There was a thing on GOG. It's like, hey, just have these for free. I'm like, okay, I will do this thing. Thank you. So those will be on the list someday. Yay, Dragonlancer is free from work. Born free as the wind blows, as free as the grass grows. What am I missing?
It's just a decorative post, I guess.
I think that, like, I want to know what this actually is in real life. Because the Rennes-le Chateau in the game is based off of Rennes-le Chateau in the real world. Oh, you got the King's Quest 2015 season pass and you're looking forward to the voice acting? It is actually a really fun game. Or bunch of games, however you want to think about it. I really enjoyed it. It's not a chimney. Like it's a solid thing. Like Gabe's reaction is like, I guess it's just a decorative post. And Grace is like, hey, well, maybe this has references to the Cathars and the Templars and you know what? I don't know. You work at a rental car center, and in the past 2 days, you've gotten around 2,000 returns. You're running out of places to put them. Ugh. Oh, I guess like everybody's rented cars for Thanksgiving weekend in the States. Like, so like, yeah, we had the car. We don't need it anymore. Here you go. Ooh. At least there's one other Quest for Glory game I haven't played, but you know, I will never play it. It has certain issues. Talking about like Quest for Infamy? Or is there some sort of weird Quest for Glory porn spoof that I don't know about? Friends' main games were Counter-Strike, Diablo 2, and Halo. Remember, they'd be coming over to play Counter-Strike with you, and you're playing old King's Quest games. They're so confused what type of game it was because they only play action games. Yeah, to this day, I have a hard time explaining to my friends what kind of games I stream. Like, so like, who do you play with? Like, nobody. It's just, I play these games that for the most part, I have played before. And like, that's fun. Like, yes, there's a story and history and stuff. But I do want to keep the sort of the action going because I am trying to entertain all y'all. Oh, Quest for Glory 4.5. Oh, I think I knew about this at one point. And yeah, I'm not playing that one. Okay, I'm going back to UHS hints because I gotta keep the action rolling. Rolling. Okay. Yeah, I would not have considered this because I am, in general, an honest person. And I thought that these things were a very silly thing. But what I have to do is I have to go talk to Montreux. Yes, I figured out the logic of it. Okay, so I went around the valley and I found several places where there are tire track marks from Prince James's men's car. And one of those places is Chateau de Serre, which is a place owned by a guy named Montreux. So he's not going to just let little old me in to talk to him. Oh, 23, 21. I know how numbers work. Where's my room? 25. Okay. So I go to Sydney and I make myself a fake ID. Make ID. Let's see. Who shall I be? I could be a doctor, coroner, blood drive. Could be a reporter for the New York Times, a freelancer for Entertainment Monthly, or Sports Illuminated, because it's not Sports Illustrated, it's Sports Illuminated. I could be an electrical or plumbing repair person. I could be selling encyclopedias, shoes, auto supplies, or diapers. I can be a police from either New Orleans or just security. Let's try this.
I don't think that's going to get me into a vineyard.
Okay.
I don't think that's going to get me into a vineyard.
Reporter?
Hey, that should work.
Okay, freelance reporter. I can't believe that it used to be so easy to just like, yes, I have printed out this card. Clearly I am who this card says that I am. There's nothing stopping anyone from just making cards. But you've got a business card. It must be real. I have a whole stack of business cards that say I am a real mermaid. Quest for Glory 4.5 is enjoyable as long as you can get past the humor of a 12-year-old boy. Like, it might be something fun to just, like,
I'll
play
go
on
get
my
the
own.
Harley.
I don't think I'm going to play it on stream. You know, Warcraft Adventures is available in some places now, but they should have released that fully in the 90s. I haven't played any sort of Warcraft things at all. Like, I never played WoW. I never played any of, like, the standalone Warcraft games. 12-year-olds in 2000s. Oh, no, the most terrifying. Okay, let's... Chateau de Serre. You couldn't put on, like, a blazer or something to look a little more official. Knock, knock. Yeah, it's too raunchy and lowbrow humor for Twitch. Warcraft Adventures was a point-and-click look pretty cool.
Je regrette, mais nous sommes fermés.
I have no idea what you just said, but
Yes, what is it you want?
My name's Knight. I'm a reporter. I'm doing a feature on Languedoc wineries, and I'd love to include you in my spread.
I'll see if the chateau owner is free.
You do like Warcraft Adventure Games hero, as he's a strong brute compared to other adventure game heroes? Yeah, it's interesting when there's like
Bonjour, Monsieur Knight.
different
I'm
characters
Montreux,
have different ways of
the owner
doing
and
stuff.
viticulturist of Chateau de Serre.
Nice of you to see me, Mr. Montreux. I should have made an appointment, but I get better results just knocking about. The best places don't advertise.
Ah, well, how true. Now allow me to take you to the wine tasting room. Marceau?
What would you like to serve, sir?
Ah, are you a red man or a white? No. Let me guess. Red, yes?
Gosh, it shows, huh?
Do you like it dry?
Oh, hell, I'd drink dust if I could.
Well, let's see then. Perhaps the 76 Merlot.
Yes, sir.
Music's so good in this game.
I'm terribly sorry that you caught us unprepared today. We were about to shut the main gate.
Everything's all right, I hope?
Oh, yes. Here, anyway. The constable called a little while ago. There was a murder in the vicinity last night.
A murder?
It's very unusual, I assure you. But I suppose even here we're not immune. Oh, well, we should let it breathe for a moment.
Right. Nothing worse than suffocated wine.
All right. We're just going to go left to right.
Are you from this area, Mr. Montreux?
Yes and no. I grew
The
up
animation
in
of
Paris,
Warcraft Adventures is
but
called
my family has owned this estate for decades. My wife and I permanently settled here some years ago. Children do take pleasure in the country air.
Oh, you got kids?
Oh yes, a beautiful daughter who is away at school, and my firstborn son, Enoch. He's 12. Have you children?
No.
But you must. Oh, children are every man's right to immortality.
Well, it's not the kid part I mind so much as the marriage part.
Oh, no, a wife need not be a burden if she knows her place. Her role is to serve you, after all. To care
Every
for
adventure
home
game should
and
take a
heirs
lesson or
and leave a
three
man to pursue
from Warcraft
nobler
Adventures, especially when people are talking.
Boy,
There's
do
tons
we
of different
live in
reactions and
different
poses.
worlds.
And the more adventure game I played a lot of adventure games growing up, but it'd be like, I play one game, and then I didn't have another one. So I'd play it again and again and again until we got something new for like next Christmas. But lately, been playing a whole lot of different adventure games from different eras, different designers, different companies. And like, when it doesn't feel like there's any sort of reaction from the characters as you're doing stuff, it's just like, it does hurt the experience. But like, for example, most Sierra adventures, graphic adventures, they have like a little portrait box as people speak. Like what I am in right now. This has the border from King's Quest 6. And then over to the side, we'll have all of the dialogue written out if it's a game with text descriptions. Then, but for most of the games, it'll just be the face talking like this. And then there's absolutely no emotion on the dialogue portrait. But then you go to like Conquest of the Longbow, and there's different portraits for all sorts of different emotions that different characters have. Like there's happy Robin Hood and angry Robin Hood and all sorts of different things. And that really gives a lot more emotion and weight to what the characters are actually doing. In games like this, where there's a lot, like, this is basically a movie. Like, we've got different shots and things, so different things are shown and not shown. Yeah. Compared to Curse of Monkey Island, Guybrush and other people are basically just two stumps shaking their heads. Yeah, they're just like, sort of in a 3/4 profile. Quest for Glory 5. Oh, they like, it had different expressions for the faces in Quest for Glory 5, but mostly it's like, oh, this character is happy, but they look like they've been stung by a bee. And all of the shots are so far out, you feel really disconnected from the action. Quest for Glory 5 could have been so much better. Like, it had, there was a vision. They didn't quite get over the hump. Thrall and his goblin companion shake their arms about. They lean and away from each other, point at things they're talking about. Face palms. Nice. So it's like it's a fully animated conversation instead of just ba 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 ba.
What kind of training do you need to be a viticulturist?
The lessons I consider most valuable came from my father. He was quite a master.
A master what?
I ran into an interesting tourist angle today. Seems the Holy Grail is supposed to be around here.
Oh, the Grail is a marvelous legend. But most stories are ignorant of the true meaning of the Grail. You see, the Grail has far less to do with Christ than with an idea. The fountain of youth, the eternal flame, the philosopher's stone.
All of those are related to the Grail?
Oh, yes. The Grail is that thing, that one thing, or whatever symbol you use for it, that represents completion, perfection, the absolute. Do you understand now?
Well, no, not really.
Turning base lead into pure gold. That is the alchemist's aim. But it's not about real lead and real gold. It's symbolic. Man is the lead. God is the gold. Man to God. That is the alchemist's goal. That is the Holy Grail.
Huh. But I thought with the Grail, it was actually the blood. The blood in the Grail that was the, the immortal thing.
Well, of course. The blood is the elixir of life. The juice of the forbidden fruit.
The juice of the forbidden fruit?
No, never mind. Dusty old theories are a hobby of mine. Let's stick to the wine, shall we?
Quest for Glory 5 could have been awesome multiplayer with a pirate expansion. We were robbed. Yes, we were. Be mad about that forever. All that was done by, Warcraft Adventures was done by the same animation studio that did animations the first 2 CDI Zelda games. They're absolutely gorgeous animations. No, you can't leave this room till everything is done attitude in those frames. I've never played the CDI Zelda games. I've seen like clips, but the animation of those is wild. Still love Quest for Glory 5 for what we have? Oh, absolutely, but we were robbed. Darn you, Vivendi! You just wanted to make shovelware Barbie games.
Do you know anything about the murder?
No, not really. There were 2 men, neither of them from here by the sound of it.
You know so much more. Is that John Delancey you just heard? Let me check. I had IMDb for this game up already. Montreux. It is John Delancey. Well done. Yeah, so we've got both Q and Odo in this game. Oh, thank you so much for the follow, Hugh Biffing Mock. I really appreciate that. CDI Zelda is not as bad as folks say it is. The first 2, at least. The top-down one was horrific. Yeah, I honestly, I don't know anything about the gameplay. I just know that there is a lot of wild-looking animations. That's really all I've seen. Didn't know he was in this. New Tim Curry was back as Gabriel. Yeah, I didn't know either. I was like, once again, a stacked voice cast. I saw some other good names on here too while I was scrolling. Who we got? Well, that's just wrong. This says that David Thomas was Detective Mosley, but it wasn't. It was Mark Hamill. Who else was in this? Oh, Jennifer Hale is Madeline Boutain. I thought it was Mark Hamill. I'm a liar. No, it's Mark Hamill. What? Mosley is in the first game and voiced by Mark Hamill. I thought he was back for this one. Yeah. I was listening to an interview with Jane Jensen. She's like, yeah, we got Mark Hamill back. I don't know who this David Thomas guy is. You do be a sucker for Gabriel Knight games? As you should. They are very good. I not only am I mad to this day that Quest for Glory 5 was so reduced from what it was supposed to have been, I am mad that I do not have a novelization of Blood of the Sacred, Blood of the Damned to go along with my novelizations of Sins of the Fathers and The Beast Within. I don't know if this is true or not. My theory is that it came out too close to the Da Vinci Code and publishers didn't want to do, like, basically a very similar conspiracy book. You met another streamer who streamed Quest for Glory 5 and it was her first Quest for Glory? Yeah, it was Mark Hamill, both this game and the third one. I am more sure of that than I am sure of IMDb.
Do you believe the stories about a local treasure?
Indeed. It is in my soil, monsieur.
What exactly is viticulture?
You are a wine critic, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. I mean, what's your definition?
Well, to me, viticulture is about breeding, and I don't mean the mechanics of grafting. Grafting is only a tool. What's meaningful is the essence of the two vines you're combining. There are literally thousands of grapes, and most viticulturists
wine eugenics.
Well-known stock. But my father always bred his own grapes, and has passed down some very rare species.
I'm fascinated.
Really? Well, I don't want to bore you.
Well, I guess I'm going to ask more about grapes.
I'd like to hear more about your breeding program.
You won't reveal my secrets?
For my ears only.
Very well. The secret is in mixing the best strains, of course. But there is an art to it. My father taught me to visualize the ideal grape. Once you can visualize this perfect fruit, you can analyze even the best stock and see where it is lacking, in color or body, for example. Or perhaps it could be just a touch sweeter or lighter. And the trick is to find a grape equally fine, but one which is perfect in exactly.
Some years ago, you messaged the voice actor of Nawar and told her you liked her work as Nawar, and she said she doesn't even remember it.
Produce an air.
This is nice, but it's funny she doesn't remember her character. So many voice actors,
You ever get
their resumes, it's just like, here we go.
But
and it's just a scroll that goes on forever.
Will soon be far superior to anyone else's. Try the wine, Mr. Knight.
Oh, you got to do the swirl. Wouldn't be believed.
Wow, that's good.
This fruit did not come about by accident. It is the result of thousands, even millions of crossbreedings. Everything that it is today is a result of that hereditary tree. Don't you think it is ironic that a grape or even a dog or a cat should be so carefully bred, but that most humans depend on such a silly thing as love?
Then again, there is something to be said for spontaneity.
Is there?
Wine eugenics. Wine eugenics.
You know, hearing you talk, it reminds me of something. What is it?
Alchemy? The transmutation of the philosopher's stone?
Nope, that's not it. It was Ask Mr. Science. Y'all get that program here?
Television? I'm afraid not.
Well, they had this bit about DNA. Kind of how DNA has this funny pasta shape, but it's really billions and billions of instructions, kinda. You get into DNA with your breeding program at all?
Actually, DNA is an interesting issue, Mr. Knight. Did you know that the magic alchemists used was based on an intuitive understanding of the principles of DNA?
I'll be darned.
But to answer your question, no. I have my own ways of testing the vines, and they're far older and more traditional than DNA testing. Excuse me.
Ooh, a cell phone.
Hello, Easy Excelsior.
Excelsior.
Ah oui. Préparez Enoch pour sa leçon. Forgive me, I'm afraid I must return to the house. The news of the murder has quite upset my wife. Besides, my son awaits his afternoon lesson.
Well, thanks for the interview, Mr. Montreux.
You're most welcome. Au revoir, Mr. Knight.
Nawar didn't have...
a nice fella.
Nawar didn't have many lines, so she probably finished that job in a session or two. It's understandable considering how many credits she has. Yeah. Let's see. Can Gabe break in?
They'd see me if I tried to sneak around here. I've been officially invited to leave.
All right. Worth a try. Hop on the bike. It's banana bike. Vroom, vroom. Nah, what? As is tradition. Fun side note, she's credited in Dead Space reboot as creature vocalizations. Somebody's gotta do it. And it's better if they get somebody to do it than to make a computer do it. And I will die on that hill. Somebody once told me. I apologize. Where's my room? There's my room. Zoop. Oh, cutscene. Yes.
So where's Mosley?
Hey guys, it's 5.
Thank you, O guardian of the clock.
Okay, don't start, you two. I want to hear what happened.
You mean at Chateau de Serras? You're right. The guy's probably into one of these secret societies. You should
Stellaris used
go on
generative
about
AI for their
alchemy,
last
but
DLC.
I don't know. He seemed more bookish than anything.
I say anyone who's involved with these secret societies is a big suspect.
Speaking of which, Larry Chester is definitely lying. He said McDougal and Mallory just stopped by last night for directions. I couldn't get him to crack.
Who's this? Chester?
That's right.
Interesting. I'll get started on the treasure angle. Check out the museum and church tonight. That book really got my juices flowing.
So that's what it takes.
Huh?
So, are we gonna eat or what? I'm starved.
Well, actually, Grace and I had talked about catching up.
That's okay, Mose. I want to stick with my research for a while. Why don't you and Gabriel go?
I can wait till later if you...
No, I think that's a great idea. In fact, I think we should be going right now. Shouldn't we, Mose?
See ya.
There should have been a point.
See, Grace, maybe after dinner.
Hawk blocked. Okay. Oh, saving. Mosley. There should have been a point-and-click adaptation of the X-Files similar to Gabriel Knight. I think it would have worked well. Instead, there was a weird third-person shooter X-Files game. Yeah, but was a weird insistence that like so many companies just thought like computer games equals shooting game. There's no other options. So there's so many games that ended up being shooters or platformers of some type. Like, no, there should not be a home improvement Tim Allen platformer. No, what are you talking about? That's a thing that exists, actually. X-Files doesn't work well as a shooter. No, it's all about atmosphere. It's all about mystery. Okay. Once again, I am Grace. Let's use the Computron. What'd you use? Okay. How many companies tried to make a Wolfenstein 3D or Doom knockoff because they saw easy profit? So many. Okay. Okay, so we're taking a look at some manuscripts that Gabe copied from Lady Howard and Estelle. So, first document, text appears to have irregularities in design. See extract anomalies. Hidden geometry is present in the image. See view geometry. Extract anomalies. Message inserted in text is indicated by the letters raised above the text line. Letters are la mort. Okay. Oh, how about Dagobert II, roi et actionis. I think it's Latin. Okay. It's French then.
Wow. There's a hidden message in the text.
To Dagobert II, king, and to Sion is this treasure, and he/it is there dead. So in French, il can either mean he or it. Elle is always female. On is one. So it is a person, but like of unknown, unspecified gender. So like one goes to the store to do something. Let's view geometry. What lines are you following? What lines are you following there? Device in upper left corner, the plus symbol on line 4 and the text break on line 14 suggest this image. Confirmed by the right base of N on line 14, the shape has been saved. But why? This is something that always confused me in this game. Like, I like all of the geometry stuff, but why is that the spot where you stop? Okay, text needs to be analyzed further. See analyze text. Hidden geometry is present in the image. See view geometry. Symbolic device may be rotatable. Rotate the shape. Fun fact, triangles are called triangles because they have 3 angles. I nearly lost my tiara. Okay. Oh, okay, let's see what's going on. Text. Analyze the text. Text appears to be in Greek. Oh, there was an X-Files point and click. It was an FMV point and click, kind of like Gabriel Knight 2. Cool. Text matches verse from Greek New Testament with additional letters inserted. Additional letters are berger pas d'éton détonation qui poussin teniers. It's French.
Shepherdess, no temptation that Poussin Teniers hold the key. Peace, 681, by the cross and this horse of God, I complete this demon guardian at midday. Or to the meridian, blue apples. I think I'll write that cipher down.
The dial-up sounds? Yeah, this is a game of its time. Also, did you see the brick of a cell phone that Montreux had? Okay. Shepherdess, without temptation, that hold the key of the cross and this horse of God? This horse of God? Let's see what else is going on. Devices at top and bottom of page contain diagonals which indicate lines. The position of the top and bottom devices and their diagonals form a perfect square. Circle in the star device at top and bottom of the page indicate the presence of a circle. It lines up best with the text in the indicated position. The shapes have been saved. Rotate shape.
Scion. These parchments must be linked to the priory somehow.
Missed the brick of a phone. You remember them? Those things were massive. I remember the first cellular phone that I ever saw. It was the phone handset connected to, do I have anything? Like a box like this big that was worn like as a shoulder strap, and it was like wired in to that. And the transmitter was like a separate unit from the handset, and you could just carry that around. I never saw anyone actually use one in real life, but I do remember seeing them on TV. The old bag phones. An uncle of yours had one of those. And there was an ad for a cell phone company like 20 years ago mocking old cell phones. And it was like the ghost of technology past. It just floated in like, oh, you should use your old phone. It comes with a shoulder strap. And to this day, I will occasionally say that things come with a shoulder strap. Okay. So let's open map. My image is recognized as a map. Correspondences and patterns are not readily apparent with such a volume of points. Analyze regions or relationships between objects on map. Use enter points to select objects, then start analysis to analyze relationship. Whee! You know those commercials can mock old phone tech, but those Nokia phones were tanks? This was actually like around the time of Nokia phones. Like we just started getting color screens, but it was still like 7 pixels by 4. It was like, you could play Snake on them though. It's the most important part. Use shape.
I don't think I'm ready for that shape yet.
You have not prepared yourself for that shape.
I don't think I'm ready for that shape yet.
Fine.
I'm not sure about that.
Just messing around with the options. Erase. Draw grid. Fill entire screen. It's a whole 16 by 16.
I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that.
Nokia Snake carried you through so many bus rides and boring lectures. Yeah, I didn't have my own cell phone until Snake was... like, my first phone was, like, actually a flip phone. I didn't have one until I went away to university. So I missed out on the days of Snake. Excited for me to play Quest for Glory EGA? I too. It's just like, I realized, like, wait, I've never actually played that version. So we'll see how I feel about it, because we'll see how many conversation topics I remember to type in. Remember that phase of cell phones? Also remember you could get an antenna for a lot of those Nokias that you'd set on top of your car and just connect the cable to the phone for better signal. You know, back when you could still go places where cell phone service didn't reach. Oh, yes. I remember one family that I used to babysit for. They had a car phone, but not an actual, like, but it had to stay plugged in to work. It wasn't like you couldn't take it with you. They got an actual cell phone though after I was babysitting, and one of their daughters threw up so much. Oh my gosh. So like I was desperately calling them. I couldn't get a hold of them. It was bad. And like, because I was desperate, I even called, they were our neighbors, and I even called my mom, and my mom, but I couldn't get through because my mom was on the internet. So so the line was busy. So at that point, my neighbor family that I babysat for, they got a proper cell phone, and we got a second line for just the internet. No call waiting, no. Well, like, she was on the internet, it would just, like, beeped. Okay. Do I have anything to add? Ooh, I do.
Maybe I should see if Sydney can do anything with these.
Can only have 8 characters. Remembering the days of dial-up? Had to wait the weekend for the Quest for Glory forums on how to finish each right. Oh, I remember the Quest for Glory forums. I remember, like, waiting impatiently, like, scrolling through, like, is there any new news? Is there any new news? Waiting for the game to actually come out. My sister actually won a prize from Sierra, from the Quest for Glory forums. There was a trivia challenge about the making of the game. And one of the questions that was like, how many instruments are used in the orchestra for the game? And she responded that there was 40, and Sierra sent us a set of speakers. Trying to do anything on the computer, your aunt would call and your mom be on the phone until you had to go to bed. Oh, yes, the one line for the phone and the internet, that was painful. It was so painful. And not like now, I don't even have a landline now. I've got my cell phone. My husband has his cell phone. That's it. Okay. Analyze. Open file. Sursim. Start analysis. Data recognized as symbols. Symbols not in Sydney database. Will conduct search of offline databases and return results via email if match found. That's adorable. Was there anything else?
I can't scan that into Sydney.
All right, it's worth a try. By the time you got DSL, hours of Diablo 2. You don't remember the last time you had a landline anymore? You went internet only as early as you could back in 2007. Cut out the cable TV bill. Yeah, like the only I haven't had cable since the 90s. I remember because got rid of cable after season 2 of Reboot, which ended on a cliffhanger. Never got to see season 3. So eventually I did. I have it on DVD now. But yeah, we got rid of cable between 2 seasons of my show. But yeah, since moving out of my parents' place, have never had a landline. I've considered it for the I live in an apartment building. We've got a buzzer. And when we have to buzz people in, it always goes to my phone. But sometimes it's no, I don't want to deal with the phone. I'm doing something on my phone, or I'm waiting for something, or I sleep during the day because I work nights. So if we're getting deliveries, I'm always sort of okay, listening for the phone, not fully sleeping to make sure I buzz in FedEx or whatever. So I was considered getting a landline just so that there's a generic household phone line for the intercom. But Your dad finally cut his cable to see you're so proud of him. He'll keep his landline forever. Oh, hello, Emilio.
Emilio looks like he's recovered. How are you feeling, Mr. Baza?
Oh, much better, thank you.
It was quite a shock, wasn't it?
What was?
The 2 dead men?
The 2? Oh, of course. Yes, it really was a shock.
You forgot about
quite
that,
all
sir?
right, Miss Nakamura?
You know, you're the first person who's asked me that.
Sometimes it is easier for a stranger to be polite than a friend. But don't let me keep you. I'm sure you have better things to do.
Your folks finally got rid of their landline when they retired around 2020. It helped that they downsized and moves, made getting rid of the landline easier, you think? Now, my parents got rid of their landline not too long ago, but just for my little heart, I'm very glad that my mom transferred the landline number over to her cell phone, because that was the phone number I grew up with. And it's still I know that one. That's the number I call. I never call my dad because I don't know that number. I know my mom's number off by heart. Chicken. What does Grace have to say? Meow. Meow. Meow.
Gabe's the psychic one.
Oh. What's my favorite point and click adventure? Guessing in your head what mine is. Don't make me choose between my children. It's either going to on any given day, it's going to change, but my top ones: Gabriel Knight 1, King's Quest 6, Quest for Glory 4. Yeah, those are my top 3 of all time. They swishes back and forth on which one's the number 1, depending on what I'm feeling like. But those are my top ones, and 2 out of those 3 written by Jane Jensen. Meow. That's adorable. Okay. Yes, Quest for Glory 4. It's right up there. but just... I don't know. Sometimes I can play Quest for Glory 4 anytime, and I will have an excellent time, and I will be really involved in it. But sometimes Gabriel Knight is like, yes, I want this deep, in-depth story. Like that is the thing that will hit the spot for specific moods. And then King's Quest 6 is like the ultimate in nostalgia. I go to the museum. His Grace has got to go to the museum. It's what she's for. Oh, ooh.
They're closed. Shoot.
But what was that on the door? I want this thing. Yeah, Spider, what's your top 3? I'm gonna guess Quest for Glory 5.
Oh my god! It's a copy of Le Serpent Rouge.
Yes! The best part of the game. The best part of the game.
That's the blue apple cipher that Sydney found in one of the Saunier parchments.
This is the one.
I'm not sure what to make of it at the moment, but I have a feeling I'll be coming back to it eventually. This riddle is fascinating. You can almost see what it's hinting at. I really want to solve it. No, there's no point in scanning Le Serpent Rouge. I'll have to interpret the verses myself. Sydney isn't that smart. I wonder who could have left this at the museum. That's the envelope Le Serpent Rouge came in. Someone taped it to the door of the museum.
Okay. So, top 3. Quest for Glory 5, definitely. I know I've seen you play King's Quest 8. I don't know what else you would have on your list for adventure games. Because Spider-Man is not an adventure game. Oops, dang it. This 3-way intersection always throws me. Five minutes to ad break. 5 minutes to ad break. Let's talk to Simone.
Good evening, Mademoiselle Nakimura. Jean told me you are staying in room 25 with Monsieur Knight.
I bet he did.
I am Simone, Mademoiselle. I hope you will enjoy your visit.
Thanks. Have you seen anything, I don't know, curious around town lately?
Ah, oui, Mademoiselle.
What?
Someone has bought a chicken. It is making my mother crazy, this chicken. It comes to the garden, it eats her seeds. I do not know who is the owner of this chicken, but I know my mother. This chicken will be in the soup pot one night.
Oh, well, it happens to the best of us. Do you know
I
anything
like
about the
Simone.
treasure,
She's
Simone?
sweet.
Well, I have seen many treasure seekers come and go, Mademoiselle, but I have never thought much of the idea myself. But there is a museum if...
Yeah, I know. Thanks anyway. There's someone at the desk already.
Okay. So, Quest for Glory 5 is your top first. Second is Quest for Glory 4. Number 3 is really hard. Have to think more on that. Top 2 is Quest for Glory 5 and Quest for Glory 4. Yep. Excellent choices. Okay, let's take a look at this. Oop. How do I... Oops.
This riddle is fascinating. You can almost see what it's hinting at. I really want to solve
How do I look at it? Okay. All right.
In my arduous search, I was trying to hack away with my sword through the dense vegetation of the woods like some pawn of destiny. I wanted to reach the place of the sleeping beauty, in which some poets can see the queen of a lost kingdom. Desperate to find the way, I laid down the path of Ra and was illuminated.
Do you have to pick a favorite? That's so hard. Oh, I know. I cannot pick a number one favorite. It is different day by day, but King's Quest 6, Quest for Glory 4, Gabriel Knight 1, those are my top 3. And like they change around in order day by day.
I lay down the path of Ra and was illuminated. What's the path of Ra? Maybe I should try a search and see what Sydney has to say about Ra.
The Dagger of Amun-Ra, clearly. Yeah, it's hard to pick a favorite. Top 3 is definitely easier to do. Now, what is everybody's favorite adventures? Okay. Search. You like Quest for Glory, the series? You can't even take them as a single game because you feel they are chapters. Yeah, that is one of... It's the most united series of any of the Sierra Quest games. Like, it was always meant to all go together. In the King's Quest series, it's always like, oh, and other than from 3 to 4, it's always like, and here's another one. Surprise! Yeah, it's the same with any sort of the Quest games. It's always like there might be sort of like, oh, we're finishing off some plot threads, but it would never be we're writing this to have a sequel, other than the Quest for Glory games. Oh, of course, your all-time favorite is Owl Quest, naturally. Cinematic masterpiece of 2005, whatever. You love 5, but as a standalone game, it would be near the bottom. Yeah, of the Quest for Glory games, sorry, Spider, but it is my least favorite one. But it does bring some things back around to a nice completion, but just for the entirety of the series. But there's a lot of holes in that game. Okay, so we're looking up Ra. Ra is usually represented as a man with the head of a bird. He is a god of the sun, and his number is 6. What? His number is 6. What does that mean? Dagger of Amun-Ra. Aw, subject not found. Oh no, I didn't find the Dagger of Amun-Ra. I'm gonna get full points in the game. That's just from the Shattenjager archives. Path of Ra. Subject not found. Sun. Subject not found. My car keys. Not found! That's just a joke for me. Okay. I'm going to finish reading through the Serpent Rouge, and then we'll do a bunch of searching. Okay.
I was further aided by the parchments of my friend. They murmur of the lady, Long ago, her name was Isis, queen of the benevolent springs. Come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Others knew her as Magdalene with the celebrated vows of healing balm. The initiated knew her to be the Lady of the Lake and Notre Dame de Cross. The circle is the ring, and the crown forms the diadem of the queen of the castle.
This makes my brain hurt in a good way. So I think I have to do these in order.
I lay down the path of Ra. Ra is god of the sun. The path of the sun? The path of light, perhaps. Sunrise line. On the feast day of Saint Mary Magdalene. I wonder if that's the path of Ra.
Aha. Let me just take a look at this. Sunlight. On July 22nd of each year, the feast day of St. Mary Magdalene, as one stands at the church at dawn and turns towards Chateau de Blanchefort, the sun will rise directly over the ruins, forming a straight line of light between the two. So, I wonder if I go into Sydney. And let's open up the map. So if, okay. Map. Erase the grid. Okay. Enter points. So if I start from Rennes-le-Château and I go not Chateau de Serres, but Chateau de Blanchefort.
Very cool.
Straight line marked between the 2 points intersects with meridian and point Arquez. Okay, so I don't have to back out entirely to look at. Okay, Pisces.
I was further aided by the parchments of my friend. They murmur of the lady. Long ago, her name was Isis, queen of the benevolent springs. Come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Others knew her as Magdalene with the celebrated vows of healing balm. The initiated knew her to be the Lady of the Lake and Notre Dame de Cross. The circle is the ring, and the crown forms the diadem of the queen of the castle.
What do you think about it, Grace?
There are 4 statues of Magdalene with the skull and 4 names for Magdalene given in Pisces. Isis, Magdalene, Lady of the Lake, and Notre Dame de Cross. And the part about the circle forms the ring, it must be talking about locating the treasure geographically. Maybe there's some circle around here.
Okay.
Sunrise line.
Okay, no.
On the feast day of Saint Mary Magdalene. I wonder if that's the path.
Let's see. Okay. Saint Just de la Bizou, Bougarache, and Hustauza. Saint Just de la Bizou, Bougarache, and Hustauza. Okay, let's go back to the map. Okay, so we got Rennes, Saint Just de la Bizou, Bougarache, and I'm assuming it's going to be up here somewhere. Gustauza, okay. So, graphic, use shape. Oh. Okay, so we're zooming from the middle, so. Rennes le Chateau. Gustauza. Maybe enter points. Oop. Erase shape. So I enter points at Rennes le Chateau, Saint-Just-et-le-Bouzou, Bougarache, and hello, Bruce Wayne 0779. Welcome to Gabriel Knight 3. We are in my favorite section of the game, which is very fiddly but very fun, where we have to solve a giant riddle to put points on a map to try and find the Holy Grail. So I have to make this circle line up with these points that I have drawn. Ooh, I've almost got it. Maybe I put this point in the wrong spot. Select points to lockdown feature. This also means kind of fighting with the game a bit. Okay, those ones I'm pretty sure. Okay. Oh, my Rennes le Chateau's point is way far off. Okay. Map. Okay, clear my points. Start again. So we know that Rennes le Chateau point is here. Oh, that's Cassagne. Gustauza. I'm assuming it's that point. Then that point. You can see there's a very, very bitty little church cross sign. What was the last one? Bougarache. There. Benefit of having a better monitor than I did in year 1999. So I can see these little crosses. Hey, look. Bruce Wayne is clearly doesn't know Batman. The butts don't match. Okay, we use a circle. Start analysis. Ah. Several linkage patterns are available. Need further suggestions. Try using shapes or entering more points. There we go. Got it.
Incredible! It's Magdalene's crown.
Yes, this is the game
I'll
music.
write those coordinates down. It looks like
It's very nice and chill. Okay. Time has passed. Let's go down and see Gabriel Knight. Mr. Oh.
I'm ready. Does anyone want to go out? We could drive to the bar at Rennes-le-Bain.
Sure.
What about Grace?
Oh, she's busy with her research. She'll be in the room for... Oh, hey, Grace. Wanna
Laser
go to
beam
Rennes-le-Bain
eyes.
with us?
No, thank you.
See, told ya.
Maybe I'll hang out too.
We need you, right, Madeline?
Of course. Do come with us, please.
All right. Grace, see ya.
Don't work too hard. Get some dinner.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you bet. Jerk.
Yeah, get out of here.
Buonanotte, signori Vaza.
Good evening.
Would you care for some wine?
No, thank you. I may have some water in a bit.
Talking about having water like it's a luxury.
At least Bukele has Emilio to keep him company. I don't have anything brilliant to say to them at the moment. At least Bukele has Emilio to keep him company.
Just wondering if there was anything interesting going on about them. We got Simone. She doesn't have an Easter egg. No backflips for Simone.
They still look a little shook up from this afternoon. How you feeling, Lady Howard? Better, I hope.
Oh, don't remind me. Such horrors. One takes a vacation for ease, for comfort. What does one find? Horrors. Don't think about it, Lily.
I'm sorry.
Well, thanks so much for
how's
stopping by,
dinner?
Bruce Wayne.
The
Have a great
tomato
night.
sauce smells
Or
divine.
morning or afternoon. I don't know where you are.
I do believe I'll be ill. Lily, please. Have some water, there's a good girl. Thank you for stopping by, Miss Nakamura.
Sure. Sorry. Bye. Ugh, they really need to clean these tablecloths.
Ew.
I've got too much to do to waste time eating.
Eating is very important. Wait. Did someone see a batarang go by?
Nice tablecloth. Maybe later.
Okay. Let's see what's out and about. Ooh, can I steal the motorcycle? Nope, Gabe took it. So to go to the bar, it looks like Madeline drove her van and Gabe and Mosley took their bikes, of which Mosley's is a little dinky scooter. That seems weird to me. Especially since, like, you're going out to the bar. Someone should be the DD. Darn it, I always guess wrong about which way is the church and which way is the museum. Okay. Look at the sign. Church. This way. wanted to see what it said about the writing here. Hic domus Dei est et porta coeli? I don't know what that means.
The quaternity means 4. I wonder if this statue could be related to Ares. They who stand watch over the guardian.
Okay, I think I have to read more of the Serpent Rouge. Let's go.
The Queen's Guard is the quaternity, they who stand watch over the guardian. I look to the north and the west, then the south and the east, and everywhere I see them, their shining swords held out to meet each other. Saint Michael and his brothers with their feet rooted in the earth. They surround the Ias that none may harm her, and stand pressed against her in a way that Pythagoras would have approved.
Okay. Been watching the 90s Spider-Man cartoon, and it's interesting to see Mark Hamill voice the Hobgoblin in that show. Yeah, Mark Hamill was so good at villains. And also Mosley. Oh, hello, Insia. Good to see ya. We're doing very well. Gotten to my favorite overarching puzzle of the game, Le Serpent Rouge, which is a giant, like, it is a huge riddle where you have to, like, look into history of stuff.
That's the last page.
And you have to, like, look at art and maps and find shapes and things. And it's so cool. Don't know anything about this game? Kind of interested in Might Lurk? Absolutely. And a joy. Have you ever watched the 90s Flash live action series? Mark Hamill plays the trickster in that? I have not. But I did watch the Grant Gustin Flash, where he also played the trickster. Do you have any 90s cartoon shows you like watching? Reboot. I love Reboot so much. The only problem with Reboot is they had an obsession with cliffhangers, and then they got canceled. So, like, okay, we ended on a cliffhanger, and then got canceled, but we got brought back to do some movies. And then they ended the movies on a cliffhanger as well. It's like, no, you should have known better. Tie everything up. Why did you do that? No! Might lurk heavily because this seems kind of puzzly, like player character, and kind of wants to play this some more, speak about it. I will have fun. I love this game very much. Reboot was always the threshold of being canceled. It seems like, oh yeah, it's just like, we don't want to do this. What are you guys talking about? Why are you doing this game, this show? It's like, no, it's so good. It's so good. One of the main problems though is the opening of the episodes for like the first couple of seasons always ended it with, what was it? The user lives outside the net and inputs games for pleasure. No one knows for sure, but I intend to find out. Reboot. No one finds out. No one finds out a darn thing about the user. But I have personal theories that the user was actually very bad, like had a lot of really easy games to begin with. Like really simple games, he beat them a lot. I'm saying he because I don't feel like I want to state that this is one person. Then they got an upgrade, and that's when Bob came in. And he started losing a lot of games. But further along in like season 3 or so, stopped having quite so many shooty games and had more games that seemed to be directed at children. So I think that the user ended up having a little one, and the little one was playing games, but was not good at them. Then finally, the user got the Mortal Kombat ripoff, which led to Enzo getting stuck in the net. It's very good. This is a reminder for you to play Return to Mysterious Island. I will add that to the list. One moment, the music's going to stop because I have to click off. But I'm going to go over to my Discord and I'm going to go to suggestions. I should play Return to, what was it? Mysterious Island. I just keep I've been putting people's suggestions into my Discord. People might not necessarily go over to the Discord themselves. That's fine. There's most of what the Discord is Glorious Spider posting memes. But yeah, if people have suggestions for what games I should play, what I should add to streams, what I should add to put up on my YouTube channel, head on over to my Discord. There's a suggestions, I don't know, what are they called? Tabs? Sections? What do they call these? Text channels. And feel free to post there. Oh, that's all right. I have added it now. Really enjoyed Grant Gustin, The Flash. The early seasons were great. I think Grant Gustin is the best Flash. Yeah, it was really, really good. And then at one point I realized, like, we'd finally gotten over the will they, won't they between the Flash and Iris, and she finally is no longer the only person who doesn't know that he's the Flash. And then the timeline rebooted and she didn't know anymore. And I remember sitting there having watched the episode like, man, that was really good. Oh my gosh, next season is going to be epic. Iris doesn't know anymore. This has been started again. No, I can't do that anymore. And that's when I stopped watching. Hey, nope. It's a Twitch stream. If I wanted to not chat with people and just focus on the game entirely, I would either, one, play it all on my own, or two, do this as like a YouTube long play. Part of the fun of streaming is getting to talk to all you nice people about completely random stuff that happens to come up. That's the fun. Also, fighting with my technology to make sure that it works. Okay. What am I up to? I'm gonna go back to Sydney. Yeah, you're just so self-conscious today? Aw, no need to be. Listen here, I'm a 40-year-old woman who is dressed up as a mermaid on a Sunday night. We are all for being ridiculous and silly and doing whatever feels fun. Not fully dressed up as a mermaid, though, because it's gotten cold. It became winter this week. Ugh. You always thought Grant Gustin would make a good, more mature live-action Spider-Man? You know what, he would. The Flash and Spider-Man fulfill very similar niches in the DC and Marvel universes, both in that they're the sort of the younger brother wisecracker type, and also they are, for some bizarre reason, the nexus of all reality. So we've got Spider-Man off being like the nexus of the Spider-Verse, Meanwhile, Flash, we've got Flashpoint and all that sort of stuff going on. I don't know if it was anyone's intention, but it worked out that way in both DC and Marvel. It's always too hot or too cold. Yeah, it's freezing. Just all of a sudden we got like 2 inches of snow out of nowhere. Just, it was coming straight down. It looked like, looking out the window, like, that looks fake. That looks like someone has put some variety of like snow machine from a Hallmark movie outside the window and just gone chicka, 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 chicka. Thanks for saying, Stanley Hills. I'm glad. Like, feel free to come to my stream or my Discord or YouTube channel or whatever. I hope you have a nice time. I hope that you find things that you like, and yeah. Oh, I thought so too. Flash and Spider-Man have some similar, just, yeah, they fill similar evolutionary niches in different environments. One is a butterfly, one is a bee. Both are pollinators of reality. I went somewhere weird with that. Okay. Let's do more map stuff. All right. What do we got going on here? Okay. The Queen's Guard is the Quaternity, they who stand watch over the Guardian. I look to the north and the west and the south and the east, and everywhere I see them. Their shining swords held out to meet each other, St. Michael and his brothers, with their feet rooted in the earth. They surround the IS that none may harm her, and stand pressed against her in a way that Pythagoras would have approved. Okay, well, let's learn up Quaternity, St. Michael, and Pythagoras. Because it's capitalized. Okay. Quaternity. Okay. Generally means any group of 4, but the term is used almost exclusively in alchemy and geometry. See alchemy, the square. In alchemy, the square represents the quaternity and, in general, all 4-part concepts such as the 4 seasons, the 4 cardinal directions, north, south, east, west, and the 4 stages of man. The square itself is represented by the number 4. It is solid and earthy and stable as opposed to the more dynamic, fluid, heavenly form of the circle. See also the tilted square.
A tilted square represents the light along with the circle. That must be the part about the cat reflects the light in harmony with their queen. So we're looking for a tilted square.
Okay. I know where this is because I found it earlier, and I think there was a glitch where Grace just yelled at, "It's a tilted square!" Like, you don't know what a tilted square is. But I will go look at that later. Want to finish researching. Alchemy squaring the circle. Aww. There's a recent comic book series to an alternate universe where Peter gets spider power as an adult, and he's married with Mary Jane with kids already before getting his powers. Really good. If that turned into a live action show, Grant Gustin is perfect for that. Nice. You heard nothing because, internet decided to reload at specifically the right time to the point you're starting to wonder if some mysterious force is doing it on purpose. Ugh. Oh, no, that's all good. You guys don't need to talk to me or anything. Like, I will keep talking forever, whether anyone wants me to or not. Okay, squaring the circle.
We're supposed to square the circle on the map. But how?
Okay. Squaring the circle, like the Philosopher's Stone, was the alchemist's dream. In the geometrical representation of squaring the circle, the square is placed so that the circle fills it maximally without breaking the square's boundaries. Symbolically, it represents the union of heaven, the circle, and earth, the square, thus bringing opposites together in a united whole, creating a kind of transcending or super consciousness. These aims and the representations with these particular symbols were the parlance of mystics, alchemists, and Gnostics of the Middle Ages. Okay. Let's see, Pythagoras. Okay. Big text. A Greek philosopher of 6th century BC who founded a school and a a philosophical system, Pythagoreanism, named after him. Born on the Greek island of Samos off of the coast of Asia Minor, he migrated as an adult to the Greek city-state of Croton, modern Crotone, in southern Italy about 530 BC. As a teacher and leader, Pythagoras possessed extraordinary charisma. In Croton, he established a society or brotherhood of religious ethical orientation. Within its initiates, the society fostered strong bonds of friendship and a feeling of elitism through ritual, esoteric symbolism, and a code of righteous self-control that included taboos. The basic of his teachings was ethical, religious, and mystical. He believed in metempsychosis, the concept that the soul, both human and animal, passes from one body to another. It is uncertain whether metempsychosis included the belief in the immortality of the soul or not. However, the concept provided the rationale of many of the practices within his society, which included vegetarianism and rituals of purification, which were thought to promote superior reincarnation. Also beans, many beans. The basis of his teaching was ethical, religious, and mystical. He believed in, I read that paragraph already. Oopsie. The alchemist, Pythagoras is regarded as the father of mathematical mysticism, a role which scholars debate, and several key doctrines, such as the squaring of the circle, are attributed to him. The image below is an example of Pythagorean geometry. And that brings us back to squaring the circle. I love that there's like actual sources. Like Funkin' Wagnall's New Encyclopedia, the new Steiner Brook's Dictionary of Paranormal, George Arthur Buttrick's The Interpreter's Dictionary of the Bible and Illustrated Encyclopedia. Like, that's just cool. Hope James Gunn considers Grant Gustin as the Flash for his DC universe, but you doubt it. Yeah, probably not. Like, he did, like, I'm just so glad Ezra Miller's not the Flash anymore. He was not right for that part at all. And the costume was awful. And, he looked like a bug. And he was not a nice person. Okay. Let's take a look, see what am I, there was a third search. St. Michael, that was the third thing I had to search. St. Michael is one of the 7 archangels. In the Christian tradition, it is Michael who wrestles with the devil and wins. He is often depicted fighting a dragon or the devil in human form. In some accounts, he's the angel who threw Satan out of heaven at the time of the fall. As such, Michael is often called upon by the faithful to help them resist temptation and evil. Michael has very occult significances. In alchemy, he is one of the 4 angels, along with Raphael, Gabriel, and Uriel, who hold the 4 corners of the world and who represent the 4 elements: fire, wind, air, and water. So glad Ezra Miller is not in that role anymore. Yeah, he's just, I don't know what they were thinking casting him. It was not a good casting. He was just, ugh. Imagine they got Tom Holland as the Flash. If they ever even think about getting Tom Holland as the Flash, we will all hear about it, because that man cannot keep a secret. Yeah, he was not right. He didn't have the right look. He didn't have the, just, ugh. Also, Jared Leto as the Joker was wrong. Like, just the casting of that interpretation of DC, that little bubble, no good. However, new Superman, freaking fantastic. Love the new Superman. So good. I want to watch it again, actually. Like, I don't usually go and see movies in theaters. I would watch that in the theater again. So good. Loved it so much. Okay. I think I have to go back down to the church. Oh, Nate, the villain was so good as Guy Gardner. Oh, there are not many actors. There are not many actors who would
the British gals have been eating again.
Permit themselves to have that bowl cut. Nathan Fillion rocked it. Where are you keeping that? Where are you keeping that? What did I even pick up? Now I have a water glass for listening.
No one's in there.
From what you heard, he insisted on the bowl cut, said the fans would eat them alive if they didn't do it. Yeah. The new Superman is actually one of your favorite superhero movies, and you say that as a Spider-Man fan. It was just so good. Like, there's little things in the way that the story is told that, like, you don't think about it at first, but it's like having Superman not be like the first superhero. And then, like, usually when there's a Superman, he will sort of be the first hero in whatever world we have. Like, you have your prime hero. He is the best. He is the greatest. And then other ones come along and like, oh yeah, you've got like this thing that you do that's sort of like the big good guy, but you're not quite as good as him. Everybody looks up to it. But the fact that there were other heroes around before Superman started heroing, and the fact that we see him starting at his lowest point, like what we think is going to be his lowest point, and then, it's so good. It's so good. I have so many thoughts about it, but unfortunately, the way my brain works, they're all jumbled together, and I have them all at the same time, and I can't get them to come out of my mouth. The new Superman was the first time you've enjoyed Superman since Christopher Reeve. Yeah. Oh, that's like, I feel so bad for Henry Cavill. He keeps getting these roles that should be amazing roles, and then they're written so badly. Like, oh, The Witcher TV series hurts. It still hurts. I love the Witcher games. I've read most of the Witcher books. I had been listening to them on audiobook while at work. And then it got to a point like, I can't listen to this where other people can hear this anymore. I'm going to get in trouble. Yeah, you didn't see him doing big Superman stuff. Instead, you see him rescuing a dog and smaller things. Like, it's the... Superman is a larger than life guy who wants to be a normal guy. And he is 100% sure that if everybody could do what he could do, they would all do what he is doing because it's good and right. So yeah, he's going to save that chipmunk. Yeah, all the big stuff is implied. We know he can do that stuff. We don't like, the important things that we see is like, yeah, he's like, it starts off with the way the stuff that led up to him getting his butt handed to him, and where he had to like crash land in Antarctica. And have Crypto come save him. Like, the fact that we never see that battle, I loved that so much. It's just covered like, yep, he got his ass handed to him. Deal with it. We're going to talk about the implications of that fight, but the fight itself is not the interesting bit. It's the emotional impact that's interesting. It's the consequences of the fight that are interesting. It's so good. Oop. Hair everywhere. Had faith James Gunn would do Superman good. A lot of people doubt him because a lot of people like Henry Cavill. But David's interpretation is the best. Yeah. Like, I think that Henry Cavill... I think Henry Cavill can do an excellent Superman, but he was given such garbage scripts. Yeah, Henry Cavill, good casting, bad writing. And it's the same thing with The Witcher. His performance as Geralt was so good, but they completely missed the point of everything about that series. Oh my God. Yeah, like, and I didn't watch, I watched the first season of The Witcher. Then I think I'd started playing Witcher 3. Then the show came out. And then I went back and I read the books. And I'm like, oh, this could have been, oh man. I enjoyed the first season. It could have been so much better. So much better. Yeah, you can tell the writers just ignored input from anyone who respected the source. Yeah, like just randomly killing off all of the remaining Witchers of Kaer Morhen has happened. Like, I know they've killed Eskel. I know they've killed Vesemir at this point. I don't know if Lambert's still alive. Like, why? Why did you do that? Why? Also, like, it's a... I saw Dunkirk and it took place with 3 different points of view and wasn't in chronological order. It's a narrative story. It took place in chronological order. If you throw it all out of chronological order, it doesn't make any sense. Also, weird focus on, like, the biological aspects of Yennefer not being able to have children. Like, the point of that is not that she had a horrible, like, magical hysterectomy. It's like, no, you have a choice between magic and child and being able to give birth to a child. This is like, it wasn't that she was tortured. It's that she, like, the Witcher TV show makes me mad, but I still listen to people do scathing takedowns of the most recent season, and I have a very good time with that. Yes, she made a choice. It came with a price. It wasn't that, and like, also the fact that she just sat and idly watched as her friends were turned into magic eels so that she could become more powerful. How are we ever supposed to sympathize with this character? They desperately want us to sympathize with her, but they made her incredibly unlikable. Like, yes, she is that bitch. She is a royal bitch, but it's because she has been hurt over many, many decades. She has had to force down all of any softness that she's had in herself. Geralt brings out some of that softness, and it's sweet. And when she gets all defensive when he doesn't, and it's like, I have opinions. And also in the Witcher games, no Triss. Never Triss. Pukey girl. I have opinions. Someday I will play The Witcher on stream, and we will have a grand old time, and I will have opinions for days.
The quaternity means 4. I wonder if this statue could be related to Ares. They who stand watch over the guardian. That's Asmodeus, demon guardian of lost treasure.
I'm at a weird angle here. Beep, beep, beep. Can I draw? Is that what I have to do? Where's my sketchbook?
I don't think that would accomplish anything.
Okay. All right, back we go. Sometimes I skip the walking animations, even though they're mostly skipped. Very happy to have discovered that the escape key does that. Where is my room? There is my room. And also, like, Geralt needs to interact with Ciri. Like, they messed up the whole Brooklyn storyline where Geralt first meets Ciri. They didn't know what they were doing. That's another thing I'm mad about in the Witcher TV show. Like, it was basically a throwaway scene. It's like, oh, we're now in Brooklyn. And we're going to make her drink the waters, and nothing happened. It's so much more than that. I'm excited for The Witcher 4. Yes! Oh, I can't wait. This will be the first Witcher game I have been a fan of, but I'll get to play it new. Like, I didn't play Witcher 3 until it'd been out for like 6 years. The way I play games, they need to be aged to a certain point. And that point is to when they are on sale. Okay, what am I doing? Analyze. Okay, let's take a look at my riddle here. What am I doing? Queen's Guard is the eternity. Stand watch over the Guardian in the north. Oh, Pythagoras. Pythagoras wants a square. Graphic. Use shape. Use square.
I'm sure that square's the right size, but I'm not sure what angle it's at in relation to the meridian. Maybe Taurus can help.
Yes. Next. Okay, Taurus.
In the sanctuary is the font, Fountain of Love of those who believe, reminding us of these words, by this sign you will conquer. I understand this now. The four are the stuff of the alchemist's laboratory, and their cant reflects the light in harmony with their queen. And yet the angels hold tight the secret of the angle that is the key to the kingdom. My friend knows the secret, but wisely he hides the fruit among the chaff, that the treasure not be lost to the infidels.
Very split between watching attentively and not looking at anything. That's cool. Sometimes you need a zone out night. Just let reality wash over you and wash away. The gas before, so sorry if you're repeating. Did you play education games growing up? Yeah, I played a lot of Math Blaster because I needed help with math. Loved the Dr. Brain games. And to this day, from the Dr. Brain games, I know the most common letters in the English alphabet, E-T-A-O-I-N-S. So I am very good at Wordle from that. What other? I also had this one that my mom insisted I play to try and improve my French. I just had a hard time focusing in French class. But this game did not help. It wasn't even a game. It was just a computer program that did vocabulary stuff. And all I really remember is the way that it pronounced tomato is just le tomate. Played Math Blaster too. Yeah, I had I think was probably the original Math Blaster. It was just called Math Blaster. And you had 4 activities that were called like Countdown, Ignition, something. I don't remember what all 4 of them were. And that you would just do like, you'd have to complete the math problems. Like, and they got steadily harder. So in the first level would be like 1 + 1 = 2. So like 1 + 1 equals, and you'd have to put in 2. Then you started getting into like what I now know is kind of algebra, and it's 1 + 2. And you'd have to like figure out what number was missing. But my favorite one is one where there would be the last one, I think it was called Blast Off, where you would have an equation at the top, and you'd have 4 or 5 rocket ships, I can't remember. And your little Math Blaster guy would run back and forth across the bottom, and you'd have to get into the rocket ship that had the correct answer to the equation. And if you didn't, I think it would blow up on the platform, or at the very least it would go. And then there was another one, this Math Blaster, The Search for Spot, where Math Blaster's dog had gone missing, and you had to like shoot trash. Don't remember much about that game. I mostly wanted to play the shooting trash part. The only education we liked growing up was a French science game based on a French science vulgarization TV program. I mean, science vulgarization, that is French, not vulgarization of French science, just to be sure you're clear. Yeah, so like it's against Marie Curie. Louis Pasteur, it's again, their science specifically. Okay. I read this and then gone. Okay. I understand this now. I don't. Oh, it was called C'est pas sorcier for those interested. So like basically it's not magic. So let's go back to search. So fruit was capitalized. Let's look up fruit. Ooh. First fruits. The term first fruits designate the offering of the first crops of the harvest and the beasts of the herds, which are supposedly the best of quality, to placate and give thanks to the gods. However, the term is derived from an earlier term, the firstborn of the womb, which designate firstborn of the creatress. Firstborn of the creatress extends back to Sanskrit Hiranyagarbha, to the Sanskrit Hiranyagarbha. Every priesthood wanted its god to be the firstborn of the creatress, so most Asiatic gods claim to be. This desire aroused... That doesn't seem right. This desire aroused because it was held that her first child would naturally have authority over all others. Since realistically it was even impossible to believe each god was firstborn, scholars finally settled upon the term and agreed that it designated that each god was the firstborn of one of the Great Mother's virgin emanations. Thus, each god was born from a virgin birth. Oh, this is a long one. It's a very specific expression, but it's not magic would be the more literal translation. Oh, it's not rocket science. Oh, I see. Okay. Classical example of this was the Buddha. Each of his many incarnations was the firstborn of the goddess's earthly representative, a temple maiden or Devadasi. The maiden, also known as the Virgin Bride of God, who bore the name as well as the spirit of Maya, the virgin aspect of Mother Kali. In all such myths, the virgin had an earthly husband who never laid with her until she brought forth the firstborn and was known as the Son of God, or as with Buddha, the son of Ganesha, the Lord of Hosts. During this period in the Middle East, the name Maya became Maya, Mari, or Mary, all pertaining to the Virgin of God, or the Temple Maiden, or Kadesha, which is the equivalent of the Hindu Devadasi. Such myths fit the classic Indo-European legends, where an angel of the Lord came in unto Mary, Luke 1:28, a biblical phrase for sexual intercourse, and her husband Joseph knew her not until she had brought forth her firstborn son, Matthew 1:25. Usually the firstborn, the divine son, was singled out for a special fate. He was a son of God who came from the God and who was to be sacrificed and offered back unto that God. Thence the meanings of both terms of the firstborn and first fruits are practically synonymous. From the most archaic times, the first fruits of any crop were offered in placation and thankfulness to the God who supposedly gave them. The firstborn sacrifice was a very ancient tradition among the Egyptians, as recorded in the Book of the Dead. On the day of hacking in pieces the firstborn, the mighty ones in heaven light the fire under the cauldrons where are heaped up the thighs of the firstborn. Only the thighs? It is thought that perhaps later dynasties permitted animal sacrifices, but hieroglyphic signs show these thighs to be the human and not animal. Specifically thighs. There appears to be a similarity between the mass sacrifice of the firstborn Egyptian sons to appease the gods and a biblical record of the killings to appease Yahweh. And it came to pass that at midnight the Lord smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, and the firstborn of the Pharaoh that sat on his throne under the firstborn of the captive who was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn of the cattle. Exodus 12:29. Like the Egyptian gods, Yahweh demanded the firstborn sacrifice. Sanctify unto me all the firstborn, whatsoever openeth the womb among the children of Israel, both the man and the beast, it is mine. Exodus 13:2. Later the Lord Yahweh redeemed the firstborn of Israel. And it came to pass, when the Pharaoh would hardly let us go, that the Lord slew all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both the firstborn of man and the firstborn of beast. Scroll. Therefore I sacrifice unto the Lord all that openeth the womb, being males, but all the firstborn of my children I redeem. Exodus 13:15. My brain feels full. This led to the Jewish ceremony of the eating of the paschal lamb at Passover to commemorate the release of the Jews from bondage in Egypt. Some scholars further suggest that the biblical story of Abraham's waiting to sacrifice his son Isaac, Genesis 22:9-13, is paralleled by the Boeotian myth of the king's firstborn son, Phrixus, who was to be sacrificed on the altar when the ram of the golden fleece suddenly appeared as a substitute victim. There is also another incident among many of sons being killed by the god Yahweh, when the sons of Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu put incense and fire into their censers to make offerings to the Lord, which the Lord commanded them not to do. There went out fire from the Lord and devoured them, and they died before the Lord. Leviticus 10:1-2. Two facts seem evident. The sacrifice of the firstborn was demanded usually when the god Yahweh was displeased or when his people wished his favor. He, like all gods, had to be appeased, or so the people were made to believe. Oh my gosh, there's so much in this one. Originally, the sacrifice of human and animal victims seemed preferable to the gods than the crops. This is seen among the Druids, the ancient Jews, the Aztecs, the Khans of southern India, as well as many other cultures. Although blood sacrifices are not used in most neo-pagan and witchcraft ceremonies, they are still practiced in religions of Voodoo and Santeria. From Wikipedia, c'est pas sorcière, literally it's not sorcery, French for it's not rocket science. Like it's not something impossible to figure out. The opening was an absolute bop. Heck yeah. Like your sister and you sometimes went to the TV when hearing it because it was so good. We fairly did that with a lot of things. Yeah, my sister and I would do that for Fraggle Rock. That theme song, like we'd just hear the dun 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 dun, dun from across the house, and then running in. Yes. Is this reading blaster? Yeah, I'm gonna need to take a break soon because I am out of tea and I need more hydration because this is a lot of talking. Okay. The god Yahweh accepted animal and fruit sacrifices, but he was not the first to do so. Oriental priests were offering animal sacrifices long before the period of Abraham. The Jew continued offering human sacrifices right down. The Jew? Only the one? Continued offering human sacrifices right down to the ascetic ceremonies of Christos. From the ascetic Christos ceremonies came the Christian or Catholic celebrations of the Mass. According to Catholicism, the Mass is the unbloody reenactment of the crucifixion of Christ. This occurs within the mystery of the substantiation, the changing of the elements of bread and water to the body and blood of Christ, which the celebrants may consume in the communion services. Also, most Protestant denominations have a communion service. So, for the Christians, the crucifixion of Christ, which they believe atoned for their sins, negated the need for human and animal sacrifices. In many of the sacrifices preceding the Christian era, the priests became selfish and gave only the inedible parts of the sacrificial victims to the gods, thus keeping the meat for themselves and the people. Some cultures thought it only necessary to offer the animal's blood to the gods. The blood was offered because, it was believed, the animal's life and vitality was in the blood. It's the attraction of blood. I'm going to get to that eventually. Thus, the priests of Oriental and Grecian temples, as well as the rabbis of Jewish synagogues, lived off of these sacrifices. AGH. I don't know what that's for. Okay. Attraction of blood. How long is this one? Oh, no. Oh, no. Glad it's a universal feel, especially when you like the show itself. Oh, noteworthy titles. What's New, Scooby-Doo? Heck yeah. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, coming after you. Totally Spies. I never saw Totally Spies. Just like, I've never seen an episode of it, so I have no opinion on that one. My Little Pony, and your sister had Winx Club individually, from what you remember. Yeah, oh, the My Little Pony, like, the Friendship is Magic one, definitely good. Oh, Mystery Incorporated, yes. Well, a lot of the Scooby-Doo shows have really fun theme songs. Welcome back, everybody. Oh, what other really good, like, bringing it back to Reboot. I don't know why I'm talking about Reboot so much lately, but the Reboot introduction, so good. I come from the net. Cities, people, places, to this place. Mainframe, my format, Guardian, to mend and defend. To defend my newfound friends, their hopes and dreams. To defend them from their enemies. Oh, Arthur, heck yes. I don't quite know why. So Arthur was shown on TV Ontario, which is the Ontario public broadcaster. Like even more public than the CBC. CBC is owned by, at least it was run by the Canadian government, but it still had ads. Whereas TV Ontario is fully a public broadcaster. Like it is, like they would have like the membership drives, and this is made possible by viewers like you, all that sort of thing. But it's specifically in Ontario. And Arthur was on like multiple times a day, I think, and was always referred to as the Phenom. Speaking of TV Ontario, another excellent show from TV Ontario is Polka Dot Door. If there's any Brits in the chat, if you remember, I know that the toys from Polka Dot Door were on a British kids show as well. There was Bear, Marigold, Humpty and Dumpty. They were these toys that they were just dolls. That's all they were. They were just dolls. But they'd come out of the toy box and they would talk, and like the human actors would go, "What's that, Marigold? You want to do some crafts? Well, let's do some crafts," that sort of thing. But then on Fridays, it was Imagination Day. And that's when Polkaroo would come out. And Polkaroo is a 7-foot tall, rainbow colored kangaroo covered in spots. That's probably the best way to describe it. It is generally accepted that there would always be two hosts of Polka Dot Door. And at some point in the episode, one of them would go like, "Well, I have to go do something. Goodbye," and leave. And then Polkaroo would come on. And it's generally accepted that host who wasn't sticking around would then get into the Pokeroo costume, and he would be Pokeroo. They'd do a segment with Pokeroo. Pokeroo could only say Pokeroo, of course. It's like a giant Pokemon. But it's polka like polka dot, not poke as in Pokemon. Well, predating Pokemon. Then when Pokeroo would be done with whatever it was he was doing, bye Pokeroo, Pokeroo would leave, and the other host would come back on. The host that had stuck around would say, "You just missed Pokeroo. Darn, I missed him again." And like, "Darn, I missed him again," it was a catchphrase. So that is Polka Dot Doors. Also, Polka Dot Door, they had a bunch of pets, including goldfish named Frida and Fennel. And Frida is a girlfish, and Fennel is a boyfish. My sister and I got goldfish at one point. They were put into the bowl, and my sister, who is older, she declared that Frida was her fish and Fennel was my fish. And she got to make this decision because she's older. And I'm like, I don't want boy fish. We don't know what gender these fish were. They were just fish. One of them died the next day because they were from Zellers or something, possibly Woolco. These were not high quality fish, and they were in a bowl. Like, we now know, don't put fish in a bowl. I know now, but it was the 80s. Was not part of the zeitgeist to know this sort of thing. So one of the fish died, and my sister declared that was my fish. And I was very sad. Oh no, Fennel has died, and I am in mourning. The next day, the other fish died, and my sister proclaimed that was my fish that died. No, I was in mourning, because I somehow forgot that my fish had died yesterday. So my fish died twice, her fish never died. Child logic. Oh, you didn't like Steven Universe as a kid, but as a teen, when it was more watching with the streaming service, you loved it. I didn't have any exposure to Steven Universe until fairly recently. I started seeing a lot of clips on TikTok. I had to get Amazon Prime and then Teletoon to watch it. I had to get 2 separate streaming platforms because frickin' Amazon. Hate Amazon. Sorry, I know they're technically paying me, but and I really enjoyed it, but the playlists were so messed up. It would like skip over episodes, and one episode would be in like a completely separate playlist off somewhere. I was like, what is happening? I don't understand, but I enjoyed what I could of it. But yeah, like that is a show that is like, it's animated, but it's not for kids. That's for teens and up. Kids won't appreciate all of the levels of what's going on. How could you forget Code Lyoko? Was so good, nearly followed the whole story. I'm not familiar with that one. I also had Martin Morning, which always without fail made you come to watch. It's so fun to say Martin Matin. Yeah, I really enjoyed Steven Universe, what I saw of it. I saw up to, gosh. Because I've seen so many clips on TikTok, it's all kind of smushed together, like what episodes I've actually seen and what I've just seen clips of. Like, I kind of know the plot of the whole series, even though I haven't watched the whole series. It sounds like Ren and Stimpy advertised for kids, but some things are sus. Except that it's not like, wait, that's too... Like, that's gross out humor. That's not for kids. It was more like, there's layers to this story you will not appreciate. It's a wonderful experience when you watch the whole series. I think like one of these days I will track it down on physical media so I don't have to deal with stupid Amazon playlists. I hate the experience of watching stuff on Prime. I hate it. It's bad and it should feel bad. But someday I will watch all of Steven Universe and I will be very happy. Oh, right. I'm reading all of this. Ah. Okay. Attraction of blood. Going from talking about children's television to the attraction of blood. That's the Princess Pearl Mermaid experience. Throughout the ages, ever since primitive man, an attraction has existed toward human blood because it's very important when it stays on the inside. It is thought this attraction originated in early man when he observed a man losing blood. He also saw the man eventually would weaken and die if the bleeding did not stop. Naturally, it was concluded that the blood contained the man's life. Fair. Gradually over time, a magical connection to blood evolved too. Not only did the man's blood contain his life, but it also contained his experiences, characteristics, and qualities. Soon it came to be thought that these characteristics and qualities could be passed on to others if they consumed or were touched by the blood. The relationship here lies in the magical law of contagion. We'll come back to you, Hyperlink. In ancient Rome, it was thought that epilepsy could be cured by drinking the slain gladiator's blood. Ew. It was believed that the gladiator's strength and healthy vitality would be transferred to the epileptic. It was thought the blood must be consumed immediately before these qualities dissipated. Pliny, in his Natural History, wrote that some epileptics found it more effective to reach the gladiator before he died and vigorously gulp his blood as it spurted from his wounds. God damn, Pliny. You just wrote any weird thing that popped into your head down, didn't you? Well, there was really people who went to stores asking, where is this log from Blamo? I am not familiar. What is the log from Blamo? Okay. Ooh, Elizabeth Bathory. Okay, the Hungarian countess and sadist, Elizabeth Bathory bathed in human blood to preserve her looks. The blood supply came from peasant girls who she kept chained and locked in her castle cellar. Their youthful blood was supposed to keep the countess's skin looking young. When arrested in 1610, the bodies of some 50 girls were found in the cellar. The countess once wrote her husband of a torture trick she had recently learned. It was to catch a black hen and beat it to death with a white cane. The blood was to be kept, then it was to be smeared on an enemy's body. If one could not get close enough, then try to get a piece of the enemy's clothing and put the blood on it. Yeah, it's doing the thing again. I just got the welcome to the chat room message like, but no, I am the chat room. If you ever miss out on anything on any of my streams, feel free to check out on my YouTube channels. It's down in the corner there, Princess_Pearl_Mermaid. I couldn't just get Princess Pearl Mermaid because apparently that is a Barbie movie. But yeah, I'll have reboot my router after stream. The magical theory was that the enemy would undergo the same agonizing death as the hen. Beating a black hen to death with a white cane is an intriguing example of reconciling opposites, or the original law of synthesis. Oh my gosh, so many hyperlinks. The blood of an executed criminal also contains a strong attraction for some people. Supposedly, it is a strong protection against disease and misfortune. The reason is the blood is said to carry the person's vigorous energy, since he died perfectly healthy, and his resentment because of his execution. Spectators at the execution of Charles I of England and Louis XVI of France struggled to dip pieces of cloth and handkerchiefs into the blood to preserve it. When in 1934, FBI agents shot down John Dillinger, the notorious killer and bank robber, on a Chicago street, people around quickly dipped handkerchiefs and pieces of paper in his pool of blood. Women even got it on the hems of their skirts and dresses. The source of blood was soon gone, but enterprising merchants soon fabricated more and sold it in large quantities. To some, this may seem absurd, but the act continues daily in the consecration of Catholic Mass, in an act that extends from the Last Supper recorded in the New Testament of the Bible, MT 2626. Matthew probably. The priest mystically changes bread and wine to the body and blood of Christ and consumes it in a ritual sacrifice. Then the communicants consume it too for the purpose of receiving Christ and his blessings into themselves. Protestants also remember this act in their communion services. Woo! Oh, poor pirates. They crash their ship upon the rocks and they're surprised by it. One last warning for Steven Universe. Beware of spoilers. All right. What we got? So good. Like, I never worry about spoilers. I have been known to, when reading a book, go and check like a Wikipedia summary because I find I can focus better on what's happening in the narrative and like the details of like dialogue and emotion and setting and all that if I don't have to worry like, wait, what is happening? Read earlier messages? Oh, no, The last thing I had about Steven Universe was it's a wonderful experience when you watch the whole series. Aww. I miss stuff. The ship sinks at the end of the Titanic? No! What? No! It cannot be! You have ruined the experience of a 30-year-old movie based on a 100-year-old actual event. No! In case I haven't been spoiled, suggest avoiding more spoilers because it's easy to get spoiled and it can really impact appreciation of the show. Won't lie, it's not the same once you know the twist. Yeah, like, my introduction to Steven Universe was through TikToks. So it was like, the best parts of this character relationship. Like, oh, hey, I know what's going on. You have a spoiler on your car. Yeah, it helps go around the corners faster. Yeah, I get you now. I understand. Okay. Whew. That was a lot to read. Okay. So what does this one want me to do?
How do I tilt the square? It says, my friend knows the secret but wisely hides the fruit among the chaff. Who's my friend? Is it talking about the parchments again?
Does it look cool? No. That made me laugh. Well done. Excellent setup and payoff there, Spider and Humpa. Don't underestimate the number of spoilers in the show. Curious if you know the twist. How can I say it without spoiling for other people? That is also a problem with me not caring about spoilers. Like, I don't think this is a big spoiler. And other people be like, what? I know the thing about rose quartz. Is that the thing? It is, in fact, the thing. Okay. It's a very good thing. Like, oh, but it's very interesting going in, watching the show, knowing the thing from the beginning. So there you go. Oh, no, I loved it. I loved it so much. My only problem with watching it was that Amazon Prime's actual organization of the show was garbage. It just skipped like 6 episodes, which it had in a different playlist that was also just called Steven Universe. Just it went from like episode 39 and then went to 46 or something like that. Like, why do you do this thing? Why do you hate me? I really enjoyed it. I couldn't deal with watching it on Prime anymore. Hope I can have a better watching experience with a better streaming service. Yeah, like one of these days I will get around to getting it on DVD because I love my physical media. That is one thing that I've been playing a lot more games that I've downloaded that are on from Steam or GOG lately. It's like, I miss my physical media. I don't like having to have 74 different streaming services to watch all the stuff I want. For Apple TV, all I wanted to watch was Ted Lasso. I did not want to watch a single other show on that service. So I am not paying to watch whatever fees it is to watch Apple TV when I want to watch just one show. I got the box set. Now I've got that forever. Cartoons supposedly for kids that end up having late teens adult audience. Y'all suggest Infinity Train? I will check that out. What's that one about? Wonder if I just line this up with, oops. Like it would make sense to me to line up with this line. Yeah, I'm trying to rotate it. Analysis of points entered, indeterminate. Try new points. I tried. One thing about physical media, you love boxes of games and looking at the art. Quest for Glory 5 hooked because the box art was really good. Quest for Glory 5, though, you missed out on having the flavor manual, the famous adventures correspondence guides that came with 1, 2, 3, and 4, or Hero Magazine. Oh, sorry, 1, 2, 3 had the famous adventures correspondence school guidebooks. Quest for Glory 4 had Hero Magazine. Which is like a trade magazine for heroes. It had chapters about the importance, people writing into Percy the Paladin for advice on paladinness. They didn't have that like in-world, in-character guidebook. That was another big loss in Quest for Glory 5. You got very distracted. Sorry. So this game actually takes place in France. We are in the Languedoc. So this is Rennes-le-Château. Up here we got Cuisa. Like it's actual. So we are actually in France. It's very funny when it playing Gabriel Knight 2. Shivananda was in the chat a lot. They're from Germany. And it's nice having you in the chat here and see when things are French. There was something earlier where was listening in on someone talking in French, like, oh, I don't know what he's saying. But there's often that just not, I have enough French. I'm Canadian. I had to take French from grade 4 to grade 9. So I've got like some basics and I can sort of pick through things, but I don't necessarily catch everything. Yeah, you guys are all plants. Been put in my chat for translation purposes. Yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff about so like Rennes-le-Château, actual real life place. And like they actually went to Rennes-le-Château, took pictures of the sculptures and things, and actually like put those into the game so the church looks like the church. Yeah, Rennes-le-Château, Rennes-le-Bain. Is real. And also all of the theories are based on real things about treasure and the Holy Grail and stuff. That's all in here. It sounds like you in Louisiana, French was required as part of the grade school years when you were a kid. So I have some very rusty French that's half remembered at best these days. Okay, so so Gabriel Knight 1 takes place in New Orleans. So between Spatula, Shivananda, and Encia, We've had people from all of the places that the Gabriel Knight games come from. Yay! That's just satisfying to me. Okay. I'm assuming I've got to line this up. Maybe those 2 points. Now it's the point of... How do I have to line this up? The sanctuary is the font, Fountain of Love. So that's the holy water font. Should read it this way.
In the sanctuary is the font, Fountain of Love of those who believe, reminding us of these words. By this sign you will
you're
conquer.
in New Orleans in a couple of weeks to spend Christmas with your family? That's so nice.
The alchemist's laboratory, and their cant reflects the light in harmony with their queen. And yet the angels hold tight the secret of the angle that is the key to the kingdom. My friend knows the secret, but wisely he hides the fruit among the chaff, that the treasure not be lost to the infidels.
Okay, do I have more thoughts?
How do I tilt the square? It says, my friend knows the secret, but wisely hides the fruit among the chaff. Who's my friend?
Oh.
Is it talking about the parchments again?
You have required English from the very beginning of elementary through all of education. It is inescapable even while speaking English as well as you do now. Still had to take it and didn't even have good grades sometimes, which is always strange. Yeah, the problem with like learning a secondary language is that they'll often like you get marked on learning the language like the proper way. And, like nobody talks like that. No, like you had to take it in college to underline that like it's nobody talks the way that you get taught how to speak in a foreign language class. Like we had to learn if I was to introduce myself, I would say je m'appelle Pearl, je suis j'ai 14 ans. Like it's weird. I know now that it's weirdly formal. It's like I'm basically saying, I call myself Pearl. I have 40 years to myself. Like, it's technically right, but it's very formal and old-timey. Like, it's not how people commonly talk to one another. I saw some people talking about this online. It's like, yeah, no one actually says that sort of thing. You say those things, you will stick out like a sore thumb as someone who has formally learned the language, not as someone who you learned the language, you do not speak the language. Okay, let's look at different file. Okay. I don't know what these lines are supposed to be. Okay.
I don't think I'm ready for that shape yet.
Oh, maybe this? So, wants to know how to tilt the square. In this, it's like perfectly straight up and down on the diagonals. Straight up and down on the diagonals. That's not a way you say things. Glad it starts so early, but at some point when you're adults, you wish it was a decision. You're adult, capable of a decision. Why do you want to force me to learn English despite you already knowing English? Yeah, that's why I do wish I had continued taking French, mainly because I would love to have gotten my head around how to say things in different tenses. I can say lots of things are currently happening. I can't say something happened yesterday. I do not remember my passé composé. The only thing I remember is something like there are verbs that you had to do something different. I don't quite remember what now. This is like nearly 30 years ago, so cut me some slack, but we had to remember Dr. Mrs. Vandertramp was like an acrostic to remember the words, and I never remembered the verbs. I couldn't get it to stick. My accent for French, so good. I did French plays, but I can't remember how to say anything in the past tense. So my actual ability to speak, not good. I can say I run to the store. I cannot say I ran to the store. Okay, so let me draw a grid that is fill entire screen. 2 by.
I'm not sure about that.
I thought it would be good because then I'd have points to exactly. Okay, this is clearly not a square. Something went wrong with this because I am exactly on this line here in the corner. So logically, going straight across, I should be at another corner. That's not another corner. Somebody messed up on how squares work. Same here. That's right on the line. That should be on the same line. What am I missing? Okay, I'm gonna cheat a little bit. Just a little bit. Sorry, the music stops when I go cheat. But that just means that I can't hide that I'm cheating. You will always know when I go to cheat. Because the music will stop. Oh! What? Okay. I see what's happened. I see what's happened. I have disconnected the story. Don't sweat it. We all cheat at some point. Yeah, but I try not to. But at this point, I was just like spinning things around. Okay, so what we do. I think it's this one. Start analysis. Extract anomalies. Okay. A deck per second. Okay. 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 Oh, there's the translation. To Degbert the second, King Sion is the treasure, and he/it is their dead. That's not the one I want. No, that's not the thing I want either. I'm looking at the other one. She's increasing her enjoyment of the game by doing something unintended. Cheating is defined as gaining an unfair advantage, which technically isn't really a thing in a solo game, so it's very easy to argue that you can't cheat in solo games. Ooh, an interesting philosophical debate. You're enjoying the gameplay, but also just vibe to the music. Robert Holmes does some good stuff. Okay, it's the other document that I want. This one. Okay. Analyze text. We thought that noise was awful. Oh, we got dial-up. We got dial-up, baby. This game came out in 1995. Okay, what we got? Shepherdess without temptation, that Poussin 10 years, hold the key. Piece 681 by the cross and this horse of God, I complete, destroy. Yeah, that says horse of God. Complete, destroy this demon or spirit guardian at midday to the meridian, blue apples. Oh, is that this?
I can't scan that into Sydney. Taurus says, my friend hides the fruit among the chaff. If the blue apples bit is the fruit, perhaps the piece 681 by the cross and this horse of God part is the chaff. In other words, a red herring. So, I complete this spirit guardian, okay, that must be the square, at midday or to the meridian, blue apples. Blue apples? That's what the old lady at Chateau de Serres said to me. She meant grapes. Could blue apples be referring to vineyards? Serres itself?
The shockingly accurate translation? Hooray! Yeah, like the language in the Gabriel Knight games has been pretty good. Some of the accents, not so great. I was shocked to discover that there is one guy. He is the taxi driver, and his accent is like this. And it was René Aubergeois, who is French. Like, dude, no! No! Okay, so we go back to the map. And we want to go to Chateau Serres, which is over here. Want to line up with Chateau Serres. What? To be fair, that was a very French taxi driver accent I just did. Well, I'm very glad of that. Come on. Little spin. Come on. Spin. You spin me right round, baby, right round. Ugh. Okay, looking back at the hints, because okay. Connect Chateau de Serres to the intersection of the Meridian line and the line between Rennes-le-Château and Chateau de Blanchefort. That is, add those 2 points on the map and then end. Okay. Chateau de Serres. So basically, enter point. Le bout. Come on. Okay. Okay. Connect Chateau de Serre to the intersection of the Meridian line and the line between Rennes-le-Château, Chateau de Blanche. Where do I connect it? What? Moving this over here so I can look at it at the same time as having the game open. I said Serres instead of Serre? Did I didn't notice that I did that? Okay. Okay. That, there we go. Connect Chateau de Serres. Okay. Oh, to there. Map entry points, I think, to... And a boop. And a boop. Oh, then analyze. Okay, start analysis.
To the Meridian Blue Apples.
There we go.
In other words, to the meridian from the vineyard.
Okay, line tangential to circle and intersects with joining features on the meridian. So then, come on, give me the rotatey thing.
Yes,
there
that
we
must
go.
be it.
Yay! You don't pronounce the S in plural forms in 9% of cases. Yes. That I remember. Okay, so stuff has happened. Let's see what's out and about. I love the movement in this game. It just uses the 3D really well.
I'm simply not up for another boring night in our room. I mean, I realize this is not the Riviera, but surely something can be done.
A little quiet would be good for you after today's excitement. And we can go over the...
No, not that. My brain hurts already.
Mine too.
I say there, Signore Buchelli. Are you up for bridge?
Con molto piacere. It would be a pleasure.
Now what about a fourth? You there, Miss... Oh, bother.
It's Grace.
Of course it is. Won't you join us a bridge, Grace?
Oh, no, thank you. Why don't you ask...
What about Mr. Wilkes? Where is Mr. Wilkes?
Oh, I've got a bad feeling
I
he's
was
dead.
just wondering that myself, Signora. I haven't seen him since he left the hotel this afternoon.
What a bother. How unsociable people are these days. No manners whatsoever. I say, Mr. Barza, would you join us?
I would be happy to oblige.
Oh-ho! We've got glasses that I can inspect. Get some fingerprints. I know he's wearing sandals, but it really looks like he's walking around barefoot. Yep. Oh, have to get the fingerprint kit out. Oh, sorry, I've lost connection to the chat again. I know you guys are all being clever and funny and nice in there. What?
Not a single print. Now, isn't that odd? That's Bukele's glass, and Gabriel already took his print.
But I like the little... It's not even really a mini game. It's just an interface. I can play. I can talk.
They seem to be enjoying themselves.
What happens if
I have got other things to do.
I was wondering.
I don't want to interrupt their game.
Okay. Can I have some coffee?
If I wanted something that bitter and unpleasant, I'd go talk to Gabe.
Welcome. Hello, Scarfy. Welcome. I do apologize. Chat's been being weird. I may have lost... Oh, this is both a crime investigation and a historical mystery and a paranormal mystery. So Prince James of Albany, his son was kidnapped. The problem is Prince James of Albany's family has been being attacked by night visitors who have been sucking their blood for hundreds of years. So think the baby's been kidnapped by vampires. Ended up here in Rennes-le-Chateau. Gabe got conked on the head by the kidnappers, and he heard them say the words "Sang Réal," which, if depending on how you pronounce that, can either be Sang Réal, the Sang Holy Réal, Grail, or Sang Réal, royal blood. It's so Grace is looking into the history of the mystery while Gabe is trying to find the actual baby and dig into what's going on with all of the people who have come on this tour group that is in town for, like, supposedly it's like, oh, well, there's this historical mystery. Wouldn't that be fun if we looked into that? Ha ha ha. But everybody's like, no, this is serious. This is life and death. Also, I have the Easter eggs turned on.
Meow. Meow.
I don't know if I can make Grace do that. Oh, yeah. Also. Do I have binoculars or just... No, only Gabe's got binoculars. Phooey.
I wonder who could have left this for us, and why.
Ooh, can I fingerprint this? I don't know. Oh, I can. I'm smart and clever. I don't think you can actually fingerprint check an envelope, but... Ooh, we do have a fingerprint.
There is a fingerprint on it.
I was not expecting that. Ooh. Well, that's going on in my computer thing. I've gotten turned around. Yep. So taken aback, you reconsidered a lot of things about the misery when the chicken meowed. Yeah, there's a lot of fun little goofy Easter eggs in this game. It's just fun. I had to like go into a debug menu to set them up, but that's how Easter eggs should be. Like just, oh, well, did you know that if you talk to this person and then they will mention something about something in real life? What a crazy Easter egg. That's not an Easter egg. Jump is great. The benefit of the 3D modeling is it's no more difficult to just make extra animations. It's not as much work as having to like hand draw every frame. So there are these little goofy extra Easter eggs. Add data or data. Okay, then I'm going to analyze. I said analyze. Open file. LSR print. Start analysis. It's recognized as a fingerprint. No further analysis available. Use on suspect screen to attempt match with a known fingerprint. Okay. So let's go to my suspect screen. Open file, LSR print. Match analysis.
Working.
Ooh.
Oh, shoot. Whoever's print that is, we don't have them in the database yet. I guess I'll try again later when we've got more prints.
Don't think Easter eggs need to be necessarily goofy, but goofy Easter eggs are fun. I don't think they need to be goofy, but I do think you need to put in a little work to get to them. It shouldn't just be like in a dialogue menu. You have to like make a bunch of specific selections, like go in and out of the dialogue or something like that. But just as part of like the regular, if something's part of the regular gameplay, if you don't have to do anything weird to get to it, that's not an Easter egg. That's part of the game. Yeah, or have a convoluted dialogue you need to go through. Yes, like if you have to make all of the right choices and that's the only way that this dialogue is going to come up, absolutely. Like in King's Quest II Redux, if you make all of the right choices when talking to the Wind Guardian or something, I don't remember, the Air Guardian, Air Spirit, something like that, make all of the right choices, then for the very last question, you get one. That's the only way you get an option for the wrong choice, which is the madness of King Graham, where King Graham goes crazy and attacks Cedric the Owl. Problem with Grace is she doesn't have wheels. So, like, as in, not that she doesn't have wheels physically connected to her body, but she doesn't have a way of getting out into the valley for most of the game. So she's stuck in Rennes-le-Chateau, unless she's with the tour group. Maybe I'll go listen at some doors or something. Or maybe that was it, just it, that there are now people in the, gives me the option to look for, like if I'd missed Signora Kelly's fingerprint, it gives me a chance to get it, and another chance to see that it seems like Emilio Baza has no fingerprints, which is actually not that unusual. I know quite a few people who, due to being crafters, have completely worn away their fingerprints. A friend of my mom's was a miniature maker. Like she'd make little dollhouse things, little itty bitty things. Used a lot of solvents, did a lot of sanding. She was from South Africa. And when she was attempting to immigrate to Canada, she literally did not have fingerprints for the immigration process. Like, okay, well, gonna have to wait a couple weeks before we do this paperwork for you. Sorry. Let's just listen at some doors, like a creeper. Because I have a water glass now. She should have had wheels connected to her body like you.
No one's in there.
I don't remember who's in what room. Other than Emilio Baza is next to us, and Estelle and Lady Howard are in 31.
No one's in there.
And I know that because they switched rooms.
No one's in there.
Doesn't look like anybody's in their rooms. This is Madeline's room. No, she's out. You think people in a Lego world would still need to do fingerprinting? Ooh.
No one's in there.
I think they would because I have yet to see a Lego minifig who doesn't have like fingerprints on them from just being handled, and I think that would be their actual fingerprints. Lore drop! Okay. I didn't check the next section of the Serpent Rouge. Let's take a look. See. Ooh, Gemini and Cancer are put together. Aw, I think that's sweet because my husband is a Gemini and I'm a Cancer. Let's read this.
The mosaic tiles of the sacred place alternate black or white, and Jesus, like Asmodeus, observes their alignment. I can find 64 stones of the perfect cube, which the Knights of the Beauty of the Black Wood had scattered when they fled from the White Fort while they were being pursued by the usurpers. Reassemble the scattered stones and, working with square and compass, put them into ranks. The knightly order of the perfect cube fits within and gives structure to Our Lady's protector, the Heavenly Quartet.
Got distracted wondering if the pattern given by worn out fingerprints or scarred fingerprints would be recognizable. I suppose they would be if you take, yeah, the thing is, worn away fingerprints, like there isn't, it just sort of ends up being a smush. There isn't really enough marks to be identifiable. And like when they can clearly say like, yes, your fingerprints have been worn away, they know that it's like, okay, give it a few weeks, they'll grow back. But I have lots of scars all over my fingerprint areas because I used to work in a kitchen and I am a klutz. So I don't know what that would do to like fingerprint analysis. That's something I've always wondered. And also fingerprint analysis, from what I understand, what I have read, is not as precise as like detective fiction wants it to be. Because it's like, the way it works is you look for notable features, but what exactly is considered a notable feature? It's honestly kind of crazy how this voice actor sounds a lot like Leah Remini, considering Leah did the voice in the first game. Yeah, they got a fairly good match. I listened to an interview with Jane Jensen recently, and I found out that it was because of King of Queens that Leah Remini was not available for this one. Okay, so what's my thoughts on this section?
The tiles alternate black and white. Where have I seen that? 64 squares of the perfect cube. 64 squares. Well, it mentions knights several times. Perhaps I should look it up.
Okay, Jesus, Asmodeus, knights. To the computer. I meant to add a thing to have the pirates be able to fish for stuff. Someone recommended that, and I don't remember who, but I have to add that. Maybe now that I've said it aloud, I will remember to do that. Okay. Let's analyze more things. Oh, no, I had to search for things. Ugh. Search. We're looking for knights. Actually, you know what? Before I do that, I think I'm going to take a little break. We are in ad break right now. I got to go get more water because that's a lot of reading. And I will be back shortly. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Bye. Enjoy the dancing crabs.